Yeah. And we are live. I think we are live.
We alive?
I think we may be live.
Are we live? I'm just
You
trying
tell
to.
me.
Well, I'm not getting anything on.
You professionals.
I'm not getting anything.
You're not
might have to
getting.
go onto my
I'm going to
phone.
see.
Oh, yeah, I've got one here. You are live. Oh, adverts.
Are you live? I'm live. I'm always live.
I think we're live. Are we
Oh,
live?
it says go to home. So I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, we are live. We are 100% live, but for some reason it's showing adverts on my one.
Well, it's obviously because there's adverts, which is interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to go to my videos and make sure that I can see myself and yourself as we are. Although we are talking, let's hope people can see us talking. I look a bit red on camera tonight. Look, I've caught
here we go. I'm on there.
Are you on? Are you on the TV?
I'm watching us. I'm watching us.
Oh, what are we doing? What are we talking about then?
I don't know, because I've got the headphones on listening to you, not listening to what's going on there.
Oh, I would hope what I'm talking about is what's on there anyway. So we should say, but you'd hope so, right? So I've got a new.
We've got two watching now.
Oh, have we? Me and you. It's probably me and you.
It probably is, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought it would be.
Oh no, it's free now, so we've got a third one.
Oh well, welcome aboard, everybody.
Yeah, welcome for Sunday night.
Yeah, we're just we're still in the throes of just setting up. We've had a bit of a technical hitch, but we're hoping we're back together now. So we're using some different technology tonight. So hopefully me and Chris aren't like a load of robots.
Yeah, exactly. We're all good.
I'm hoping we're not. So if you can just bear me 1 second. Right, okay. Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Obviously, as you know, I'm Andycharger, and I have sitting to, I guess, if I do this right, to that side of me, young CarChris.
Yeah. Hi, people.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. So the link that we did send out is obviously not working. So I am just going to put a new link onto Instagram so people can see that, because I don't really want people to miss out when YouTube is up to its old tricks. But hey ho. So yeah, welcome along tonight. So we'll be interested in hearing from you guys exactly what you've been up to with your TT. So please do drop us a message in the chat. I'm going to say in the chat.
Is it that way?
Yeah.
Is it that way?
I think it's that way. Okay, so depending on which way you're looking at it, yeah. So please do let us know what you've been up to, because we'd be really interested to know what you've had going on. So for me, I guess just to let you know what I've been up to this weekend. So I did some filming for a new episode of TT Meets TT. Evening, Alex. I see you're on there.
Alex.
A previous TT Meets TT person. Oh, and my daughter's just brought my food, my dinner. So I'm going to have to try and eat and talk. I don't know how that's going to work. But, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so just to let you all know, I did another episode of TT Meets TT yesterday. So I have 2 more episodes coming up, and then before I start filming even more. And I'm just going to close the door. You can't see the door, but I'm going to close it. There you go. And so yesterday's episode was my very first experience of a Quattro Sport. The holy grail of TTs, and it just so happened it was the same color as my V6, Mauritius blue. It was nice to get them both alongside each other in the garden, look over the car and review it. Have you had much experience with a Quattro Sport, Chris? Have you seen many about?
I've seen a few at shows and stuff, but I've never really been out in one.
No. Well, obviously we've seen bits of one, haven't we? Because I know that Neil's green Goodwood car has got seats out of a.
Yeah, he's got basically half of one, hasn't
he? Yeah. Well, out of I don't know if you're on there, Neil, but out of car number 41, I believe it is, and I think the car I saw yesterday was 851 or 856.
How many was there then?
I think I've got the number 6 in my brain. Yeah, there was a 1,150, I think. Right. Round about that, of which 850 I think reside in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think so Drew was the guy that owned the car that was here yesterday, and I think he did say that there was a slightly different version of the Quattro Sport that came out elsewhere and had a different name. but I'm not sure what that is. But I find it really odd that you think how popular TTs are around the world, and you think there's like the American market, the European market, the UK market, and really of all those, the only market that's really a right-hand drive is the UK. But yet, the majority of the cars that they built for of those Quattro Sports were all built for right-hand drive. So for the whether we've got a massive TT market compared to the rest of the world, I don't know. But it seems strange that the predominant number of models were made for the UK market. I just find that a bit strange.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, evening, Toby and Si. Not long till you start your adventure now. So I guess that's Toby that's on, and someone that's popped on and said, "Evening all." Not sure who you are with a little brown person, but I can't see who you are. But
evening to you as well.
Yeah. So I know that we've got about 9 people that just jumped on. So the link we gave out was obviously had died. So I'm just going to put another quick link out in the chat so people have it. So guys, if you know anyone's struggling to get on tonight, please do use the link. In fact, you've got the link. It's in your browser at the top. So please do pass it on. So yeah. So Chris, what have you been up to this weekend anyway, other than sunning yourself?
Well, this weekend, to be honest with you, since last weekend, I actually haven't done anything to the TTs apart from I bought the Mark 1 home from the workshop last weekend, so I've just been enjoying it and using it really.
Okay.
For a week, it's been quite nice not to do anything to it and just literally just drive it for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I've been a little bit guilty this week because I've been busy with work. So the only time you get to work, as we all know, is to work on these cars in the evening. And I parked both the cars in the garage last week, and I knew that I had a few bits coming up to work on movies in the evening, and I've neglected them. I haven't even washed them. So I was quite embarrassed yesterday when Drew turned up with his. He said he'd been up since 6:30. He cleaned it and polished it. It looked amazing. And then I'm sort of like nudging. Well, in fact, it didn't even start like that because literally it was about 10 minutes from turning up, and I'm thinking, we'll be here in a minute. So I'll put the cars in the garden. So I got the Roadster out, went to start the blue car, dead as a dodo. Wouldn't start. Flat background. I'm like, all right, get the charger on quick. So I got the charger out quick, and then I literally, as I was getting a bit of juice into it, I'd literally just started it, so it was turning over. And at that point, he turned up, so I moved it out. And then as I put it into the sunlight and saw his beautiful Mauritius blue Quattro Sport, I'm looking at mine and I'm thinking, it's a little bit. It's not the best looking of situations, yeah. But hey ho, what can you do? So that was it. So yeah, so you haven't really done any maintenance jobs this week then?
No, not this week. Just literally just been enjoying the car because the weather's been quite nice as well. So went out like over this weekend. Obviously done a video that I put up earlier. Yeah, just been enjoying the car for a change because usually I'm always doing something to it, taking something apart, fixing something, just generally doing things to either of the TTs. And it was really nice just having a week of just enjoying the actual cars.
Yeah, absolutely. It is nice to sometimes just get the car out and use it, I guess, rather than just
exactly.
So but yeah, I mean I do want to drive it to work this week and give it a bit of a run and give it a charge up, I think. So but it's just the cost of it. It's at the moment, as we all know, we're all in the same boat, aren't we? So it is quite an expensive thing, isn't it, at the moment? But
yeah, fuel is quite ridiculous. Who on here actually uses their TT as their daily?
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. Actually, how many of you are daily drivers of a TT? Hands up, guys. Well, hands up in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. But, Barry was the brown man thing.
Yeah. Sorry. Hi, evening, Barry.
Hi, Barry.
Hope you're well.
And hi, Chris 225.
Yeah, there's a red 225 there, Chris.
There is.
And it's not you, is it?
No, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it. I think it's a convertible. So I shouldn't say convertible. It's a Roadster.
It's they are Roadsters, aren't they? Yeah, get it right, Chris. Get it right.
I
know. Right. So I'm just going to get the just going to add myself to the actual to the feed here, and then I'm going to share that link so I can get it back into Instagram before people are wondering where we are tonight. So let's see if we can get that into there now.
Yeah, get more people on. So anything that you guys who are in the chat now, what have you done to your cars?
Yeah, exactly right. What has been going on this weekend, guys? What have you been working on?
any mods, any upgrades, any maintenance, any road trips, anything sort of like that?
Yeah,
Barry's currently in
Barry's is the
pieces.
same as well. Yeah, Barry, I recognise you. I think you might send me a friend request on Facebook. I think, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure someone with a very similar name to that sent me a friend request. So we'll come back to you on that as well. But yeah, got his remap finished, so it's not so it's all running. Yeah, I've got your note, Barry. Don't worry, I've got that there. Yeah, so Toby and Scythe got their remap finished. So is it running well now? That's the important thing, Toby, because I know it was running a little bit ropey, wasn't it? Be interested to know how it's running now.
So going to Simply Audi, it wasn't running as well as it should have been, is it? And there was some problem. I think it was a problem with the lambda sensor or something, wasn't it, at the time? Or was it just a dodgy map? And so Barry's put his is in pieces. Like, why is it in pieces? Is it just a project, a large project that you're just going through everything on it? I mean, today as well. I mean, obviously was it last weekend? We went and went to Brighton, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Let's talk about that because that was a bit of an interesting one. Now, Chris made a video on it because Chris was nominated me to drive.
That was a touch, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had a nice result. So I drove all the way to yours, got there, and then I drove all the way to London, and I drove all the way to Brighton, and I drove you home again.
I know. It was perfect. Yeah. It was the best Uber I've ever had.
Yeah, exactly right. Having a quick chip. I've literally not had anything to eat since lunchtime, so
have you not?
Absolutely ravenous. I'm ravenous now. But anyway, enough of that. So yeah, let's talk about Quattrophenia. Anyway, so that's what we're going to call it, Quattrophenia. Thanks to site. Excuse me.
Oh no. Not on air.
Andycharger's dying live on the internet.
Oh mate.
Do you remember that guy, that Andycharger? He died on a chip. He choked death on a chip on the internet. Anyway. Yeah, so Quattrophenia, let's go back to that.
You're right.
I've also been shouting.
Have some water, mate. Have some water.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, Quattrophenia. Back to the story. So yeah, Chris and I drove ourselves to London to find a starting place. Man, the London to Brighton bike ride, it starts on Clapham Common, but we've decided to move it a little bit out from there, and we found a place called on Wandsworth Common, just off Wandsworth Common.
Yeah,
a really nice old Victorian Queen Victoria house. It's in Chris's video anyway, so please do check out Chris's video if you need the details to it.
You'll see the route there of what we've done.
Yeah, absolutely right. And we are following most of the route that the bikes do, but there are some roads that we can't get up ourselves, or it's better for us to go an alternative way. So that route will take us south through Red Hill, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah,
go through, and then we're going to bypass Gatwick Airport. No one's going on their holidays, but instead we're going to then carry on heading south through Copthorne, down to Turner's Hill, and from Turner's Hill onto Haywards Heath, onto Ditchling Beacon, onto Brighton. So we did it. In about 2.5 hours, I think, didn't we?
Yeah. We wasn't rushing, was we? We were just having a drive, just obviously just checking the route out, make sure it wasn't too bumpy, as you said. For like in the video, you said for the people that have got like lowered cars and stuff.
Yeah, that's the important thing. For that, there's going to be a mixture of TTs that are on that ride. So we want to make sure everyone's going to get there safely. Parking in Brighton now. Parking in Brighton is extortionate anyway. Any time of the year. And we did talk about finishing on Madeira Drive. Now I've looked into that this week, and I think trying to get it booked, you just basically wouldn't do that.
Oh really?
But it's very, very sort of difficult to do. So my thoughts would be, and we will put some details of how we're going to do it, but I think we'll head down to the Madeira Drive roundabout, turn left as if we're going out of town towards Peacehaven at the bottom of the drive, and there's a few car parks along there on the way to the marina. So we'll try and get winched up in one of those car parks. We'll get the details of that together, so we've got it a bit more.
Yeah.
It is going to be September. As of now, we don't know when in September, but it will probably be a Saturday, I think we looked at, because Sundays, any Sundays into Brighton are a nightmare with regards to other events that are on. But Saturdays are definitely the day I think that we need to look at. So,
I mean, today was the mini London to Brighton run.
Oh, okay.
And I was out with Sarah Jane, and we just saw this block of minis coming past. Like, how cool! So, how cool is it going to be? You know, with Audi TT, it's going to be better, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right. See all the TTs going down. There's going to be great fun.
Exactly.
We did find a really good location at the top of Ditchley Beacon. There's a car park at the top, and you might have seen in Chris's video where we stopped, and the view there when it's clear day is fantastic. You can see for probably 20 miles, I reckon, back across the downs.
Absolutely.
Amazing view.
So guys, up there.
Yeah. So I would say we'll put details on it, but obviously when you get to the top of that hill in the TT, and it is a bit of a climb, it's an even bigger climb on a bike. We get to the top there, turn off to the right, park in that car park, and it's like almost like a circular car park, wasn't it? Where you can park all around the outside.
Yeah, that's it.
Get some great pictures and some great views and on into Brighton. So yeah, that'll all be good. And obviously before that comes up, we have got SpringFest.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are coming to SpringFest, you should now have a ticket. So I've done the tickets this week. Now we worked out it'd be between 30 and 35 cars at SpringFest to make sure you're all in comfortably. And I think everyone that's been down to mine over the last couple of weeks doing TT meets TT, I think you'll agree that there's enough space to get that number of cars in safely and nicely, and we can get everyone set up. So yeah, so it's going to be obviously the 24th of July. I think I might have one or two tickets left. I think I'm down to that. I think it might be one as of today. So literally we'll put together a bit of a waiting list. So if you do want to come along, because I know that people will plans change and people may not be able to make it. And I have said to people, if that does happen, let me know so we can make sure your space is available for other people, which we will do. But yeah, that's going to be held on the 24th of July. Both Chris and I will be. We'll obviously be here. Well, I hope I'll be here. It's my house, but yeah, we'll.
Imagine you're not there. That'd be a bit weird.
I know.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think he did say to me in the week. Actually, said I wasn't invited. Yeah, but how
I said, "Where's your ticket?" You went, "I'm not doing myself a ticket." I said, "No ticket. You ain't getting in."
That was the conversation we had. Yeah, I was trying to think what it was. But yeah, it's going to be. I think it'll be a really nice day. Now, the only thing that I will say on it is I'm holding it on the lawn, so we are. Being July, it should be all right, but it is a little bit weather dependent. Now, if it does turn out to be bad weather, I am going to need to think about getting us on some sort of hard surface, hard standing. Now, the station is free parking, I think, on a Sunday, so we could always go down to the station, but down the road. But we did something at the station, didn't we? We did some film at the station, didn't we?
Yeah, we done the TT meets T2 on my Mark II. We went down, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah, because at that time the weather was not great.
Yeah,
but
not great.
Oh, someone's just sent me a text message on WhatsApp or text message or WhatsApp message saying, just watching your live stream on YouTube, just making sure you have me down for your festival, please. Please don't choke on the chips. Yeah. Yes. That's, I think, Craig, I think that's you, isn't it? Looking back on it now. Yes, it is. Yeah, Craig. So Craig's got a 3.2 and I had you down and you did come back to me and said you weren't sure and you'd let me know. So I'm presuming that's you letting me know, Craig, if that's the case. But yeah, I have got you in the list actually. So yeah, all good. But yeah, Craig got in touch because he was looking for some in the back of the 3.2. Well, any coupe, you've got that tray that that lines the boot. And you've got the little parcel hooks, haven't you, in the corners that the luggage strap hooks.
Yeah, you put the little cargo nets down, sort of thing, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, go in the corner. So there's two on the floor at the back, and I think there's two on the back of the car at the back. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, they're like little metal clips that you put your luggage strap to put your suitcases down. Yeah, and he had like a mismatch of bolts holding them in, I think. And I said, well. Yeah, he said, do I know where he can get them from? And I don't, but I know a guy that breaks 3.2. So I did set you up, Craig, to talk to him, I think. And I think they all sort of like got lost in translation or something. He didn't have the bolt or something. But I hope he's got that sorted out for you now, Craig. And if not, do let me know, because obviously I did put you in touch. He's the guy that sold. The guy I put you in touch is the guy that sold me my Ronal wheels, which I've got on the car. I've noticed there's a lot of cars switching to Ronals at the moment, from what I can see. I don't know why that would be. There seems to be a lot of people. Maybe it's just me spotting it because I've got Ronals, but there seems to be a lot of people that are looking to have Ronals either put on their back on their 3.2s or having them put on their 225s. But I've also noticed they're a bit of a Marmite wheel, I think, because
I think they're a great looking wheel.
Some people do and some people don't. I've noticed some people I hate the Ronal. Some people, it's a bit unkind, but they don't think to you. But yeah, they're
people have entitled their opinion.
They're a nice wheel because they clean up easy.
Oh yeah, that's it.
They just don't restore too well when you take them to a certain person around my way, which we won't talk about.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that, no? No, didn't hear anyone say that. Yeah. Oh, Toby said, yeah. Brighton's packed with all sorts of minis. So have you been down there today, I guess, then have you, Si? I guess you have. Toby, rather.
Yeah.
That's because I'm looking at the name Simon. That's my fault. Sorry, Toby.
Yeah.
I know exactly who it is on there. So yeah. But yeah,
and Barry's on there, his projects. So his one is a project and it's gradually cleaning up the engine and engine bay plus some mods. So Barry, what mods are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you planning for it?
Going back to that Quattro Sport, it was completely, obviously it's completely clean. It's got the usual few little marks here and there that Drew was looking at getting straightened out, I think. But like we were saying, where do you stop on it? Getting it back to showroom condition, and it's quite a battle, I think, isn't it? Where unless you've got it absolutely a minter, is it worth chucking crazy money at it? Because it's a Quattro. That's a Quattro Sport, so that's gonna be worth its money anyway.
No,
but
exactly.
You think so. If there was 1156 or whatever, 1150 built, we know at least one of those has been broken for parts because they're in Neil's Goodwood Green one.
Yeah.
So we know there's one less on the road. Well, you think about the 3.2 in the UK, as we know, there's only about 650 manuals and 650 autos left. So there's only 1,300 of those. So when's the price going to start going up for that as well? I mean, I think they're already going up now, but
I do. I think it's a great time to get them now.
Not at the level of the Quattro Sport, I don't think, but I think they will go there towards.
Yeah.
Oh, Barry's done what he's done. Stage 1, Motorist store, cannon filter, forged turbo, recirculation valve, also upgrade the cools of the ECS kit. Had a fair bit of work done, fair bit of work done. It's rivaling Chris's jobs, that.
It is, isn't it? Where's the
yours Militech exhaust, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's full Militech, downpipe, sports cat, and obviously all the way back to all Militech. All came on the car when I got it. It's one of the reasons why I bought the car, because the price of that system, I think at the time was about 1,600 quid. Yeah. And I didn't really pay much more than that for the whole car.
Oh, okay. So you had a bit of result there,
quite well. Yeah. But obviously my car's not immaculate. I think it's good. I think it's about probably 70-80% done. So there's still things that need doing, and I think with these cars of the age of them, there will always be something to do. You can always find something to do on them.
Right. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely something to do. I think there's always something to do. Evening, Howard. Just see you're in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, hi, Howard.
You're good. And Craig has just replied to me on text and said that he's got his screws that he needs, as well as a parcel shelf. So yeah, nice one. So you're all set to go. So the car should be in pristine condition. What was on that Quattro Sport? Keep heart match that Quattro Sport, but seeing one with the actual original seats in it. So the back of the seats are color code. Remember Neil said that the seats are color code. So Neil's got Ava silver backs on his seats because obviously they must be having Ava silver Quattro Sport. But Drew had got blue seats on the back, and I was quite surprised, right, by how they felt the seats. So I think the seats in a Mark 1, while they're not too hugging, but you sit in them and you feel like you're in a seat. But
I think they're nice seats.
Yeah, they feel quite executive and quite like nice leather. So the seats in that Quattro Sport, they're Alcantara anyway, so they're not like a nice soft leathery material. But the pads on them that you sit on are about an inch thick, right? And
Right.
they're velcroed in and out.
Oh, are they? I didn't know
Yeah.
they were Velcroed now.
And I was like, I looked, I thought, oh, so they must weigh nothing. But I was thinking, you've got all of that, and then you're sitting on a Velcro seat. So,
Yeah.
but
Fair
they
play,
are really comfy. But what I can liken them to, I mean, I know I'm, not that I'm an expert in it now because I've only sat in one, but they're almost. I felt it was a bit like sitting in a computer simulator, like a car simulator game, a bit
Right.
like so you're sitting in, and you're really held in by the seat, and you're sitting there, and it's like, oh yeah. And like, Drew said he takes his wife out for a drive, and she nods off because it hugs her so much that you cannot move in the seat. And it is a bit like that, but it's a secure feeling. It's good, but it makes you want to bring the wheel down and sit there and like play Sega
Yeah.
Rally. But yeah, it's definitely a cool car. So guys, those of you in the chat, what cars have you all got anyway? So I know Howard's got a 3.2 Roadster, and oh yeah, I noticed that Howard's just put in the chat there that did his car sound like it was running rough. I think as you pulled in on that TT meets TT, I don't think the sound sounds great on a GoPro anyway, does it? It doesn't really
No, it
capture
never does.
the
Never does.
ambience of the car.
Yeah.
So
Cars always sound worse on them.
yeah, so I would say I wouldn't put too much worry into that, Howard. Anyway, evening, Darren, and
Evening, Darren.
yeah. So, but it did sound a bit like when you turned it off, had a bit of run on, almost like it was. But I think that's more the camera than your car. So, I'd say anyone that's worried about what your car sounds, I heard it in person and I thought it didn't make me go, oh, but on the
Yeah.
camera it did have a bit of a sound to it. But I'd say when you bring it down for Springfest, let's have a listen to it then. The amount of a 3.2 coupe Glacier Boo, very nice. There's going to be quite a few Glacier Boo cars, at
We're gonna have a whole row of them, are we?
oh, it's going to be like the Noggy corner. We'll have a Noggy row. We'll have
Yeah.
Alex and his Noggy mates at one side.
Yeah.
So there'll be a grand total of your Noggy mates. I don't think many of them had a TT Mark 1, did they? So I think you may. Well, I know Dom's got one, hasn't he? Dom's got a Noggy one, so maybe Dom will bring
Dom's
his.
got many.
I know. It's so Dom, I don't know if you're on the chat, but which one of the 5 are you bringing? It'd be interesting to know because you might have another one by then. Who knows? But
No, exactly.
yeah, I see that Dom's got he's got his roaster now. He's doing some work on that. It's funny.
Yeah.
It looks nice. I think.
Yeah,
I thought
it looks really tidy, doesn't it?
Those headlight restores and the front and the paint and those grills at the front. It looks really nice. Yeah, it looks really tight. Consider it's an X-Reg one as well, so it's a few years
quite
older.
An early
than
one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've done your headlamps and yours, haven't you? On your Roadster?
Yeah, I have. I would. Well, yes, I've done one of them, and I have done 2 of them. But there's a story. I won't go. Well, I like to go in my story. No, I have done them both, but the other one has had something. Someone has dragged something across it. Is all I'm going to say. I don't know who it is, but someone I think maybe here has brushed up against it with something. It's made like 2 stripes across it, so it needs redoing. But the coupe headlights are great on it. They
nice
really
clear,
are good.
aren't they?
Yeah, and headlight. I've actually got a third headlight. Not that you need 3 headlights in a car, but I've got a spare headlight in the garage. And someone asked me this week about how you clean the inside, get the bugs and the creepy crawlies out of them. So I've got a little video that I'm working on right now for that. So that will be coming up to the channel, where I'm basically going to dismantle the headlight. So
You're going to remove the lens?
Yep.
Okay.
I am, because at some point these parts are going to get to the. I mean, not in the next few years, but I think at some point parts are going to get to the stage of you can't get them anymore, and you've got to refurbish or refactor what you have. At the moment, we know you can go on Facebook Marketplace and someone's battery breaking a TT somewhere, and you can get one. So yeah, Barry, yeah, exactly right. So that is a video I've got going on at the moment. It's going quite well actually, so I won't give too much away on it. But yeah, it's all very easy to, well, not easy to do, but it'll get some it will help a lot of people out, because a bit like the the rear light video I did, the number of people has had such good feedback, and thank you all for leaving your feedback on it. A lot of people have obviously got the same issues going on with it, let's say.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's really covered it that much. And I think you did. And I think it shows someone actually, yeah, this can be done, because a lot of people will look at that. I think before you were doing it, you were like, I think I've got to remove all this trim and all that lot. And then obviously you found out you didn't have to. You could do it that way.
And I have to say, I don't know if you're on, but all thanks to Neil for stopping me, because Neil stopped me from taking it all out. Because I was talking to when we filmed TT Meets TT with Neil's car, which is going to come into the channel this week, guys. So which is essentially episode 13, but it's episode 12 part 2, because I don't want to do an episode 13. Not that I'm superstitious, and I'm not superstitious, but I don't like number 13. But yeah, so Neil, when he was here, he said to me, and I talked about what I was going to do. He said, no, don't do that. I had the same problem. And he told me there's 2 little tabs, and you put a screwdriver in here, and I didn't even. Oh yeah, there you go. Darren's just put clearing the third brake light. Yeah, cheers, Darren. I'm glad it helped you out. But you don't even need any tools. You can literally just wiggle it off, and it
would just come off.
Yeah. So essentially, I didn't use it. So what you do, you get it to a certain stage forward, and then I got a bike tire lever, and I just pinged it off, because it gets to the stage where it keeps you push it off one side, and it goes back on the other side. And you keep doing it, and it's like you're going back. It's like you're dancing with it, and then eventually you've got to get it off. But you'll notice, if you watch that stage in the video, as I'm doing that, you'll see it nudge. You can actually see the less roof there as it's coming forward. So it does, it's all you got to do. You got to waggle it off, then you can clean it, and you can get it back on. And it's like, all I'd say is, if you're doing it, you need to support the light when you're taking it off, because the wire that the electrical wire that's on there, it's clipped into the bracket, but you need to unclip it from the light and take the wire out and unclip it. So that's a bit fiddly. Evening, Chris. Another Chris Johnson in the chat. Now, that Chris Johnson's actually got a set of wheels I like, though. That's the difference.
Very easy.
I'm joking, mate. No, Chris, that's just joined you in the chat. He knows how much I like those wheels. And I like keeping car standard, but if you haven't seen Chris's wheels, they are, to me, they're something else. So I always like those wheels. They're amazing. So Mark W. spent all day painting the 2 calipers. Oh, red calipers. Oh, here's a question for you 3.2 owners out there. When going back to the Quattro Sport yet again, that had red calipers on it all round. And my 3.2 in Mauritius Blue, the same, has also got red calipers all round. But I don't think they're factory red. I think that might be a Quattro Sport thing, and someone's painted my calipers. Can anyone confirm if they've got a 3.2, particularly if you've got a Mauritius Blue one, have you got red calipers? And do they come from the factory like that? Be interested to know.
Is it not denim blue?
No, because it's not 2002 and before.
I know. I put it on a comment on your post.
Oh, I know you did. I'm going to get nugget for that.
I thought, I know how to get him.
Right. There you go. How's put? I think they should be grey.
Yeah, I think older calipers came out grey on them.
Oh, there you go. Factory 3.2, a cream colour from factory. Okay.
Right. So maybe they just went for some extra brake horsepower by just painting them red.
Yeah.
That's what we do. That we paint them red, you get an extra few horsepower out of them then.
Stephen Harper did say 5 extra brake horsepower for painting your calipers.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's just done a video actually this weekend, not TT related. It's on his Corrado, I noticed, and he's I think he'd upgraded the master cylinder or something on the car. He's gone for a bigger cylinder, or bring a bigger, and to give it a bit more oomph behind the fluids, I guess. Because I didn't realise he'd actually upgraded his discs on it as well, so that's probably why he's gone for a higher one. Oh, red paint gives you 10 horsepower. Yeah, I suppose it's 5 a side, isn't it, Toby? That's why. 5 on each side, so it does give you 10.
I mean, I've done all 4 of mine in red, so I should have an extra 20 brake then, isn't it?
But only if it's a Quattro. Obviously, if it's 2-wheel drive, you only get 10.
No, on my Mark 1.
Oh, yeah. That's a Quattro.
And my Mark 2. They've all got red calipers on both of them, both the cars all round.
Is your Mark 2, is that a Quattro then?
No, that's a front-wheel drive. Yeah, that's
so you only having 10 brake horsepower. You can't have 20. You can.
Yeah, I've still got red calipers on the back though.
Yeah, but they have to be driving wheels. Don't count as driving wheels. But Sorry that I'm eating my dinner, guys, but I couldn't do this without food.
Chris has done his yellow, so that's got to be at least 25 horses more.
Oh,
yeah, it's got to be. Why not? Why not?
Is there a colour scheme on how fast the calipers go?
Exactly. There must be.
Must be. Yeah. So, what else have you got coming up on yours then, Chris? What jobs you got left to do?
I need to finish sanding back that mirror now that it's like have let the paint and lacquer harden now for a few weeks. So I'm going to address that. Probably give the car a good detail. There's always something to do. You know what I mean? Probably a bit of touch-ups here and there.
I'm going to do this pickup pipes. I am going to do the pickup pipes on both.
You're going to do it? Yeah, do that. It's definitely well worth doing. Once you've done it, it's peace of mind then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad to do. Just obviously just make sure you use the genuine stuff, which I know you will anyway.
Yeah. But I'll use the ones that you suggest. So where should I get them from?
I got those from Billy Cloud.
Oh, okay. It's got the genuine ones.
Yeah. So I bought the service kit. So it comes with all the oil, the filter, and obviously the genuine pickup pipe and stuff from Cloud9.
Yeah.
And it came pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I could pop down to Billy's because he's not far from here.
No, he's not far from me at all.
He's about 15 miles away, so I'll pop and see him. I've not been over
go and see him, grab some bits off him.
Yeah, I need to do. That's the trouble, isn't it? As we all know, you end up going in there and you end up spending a fortune because you think, oh, I'll just have that and I'll have that. Oh, have you got one of these? And have you got one of these? And it's like,
I got a few bits of him when I went down there.
Yeah, cool. Barry's just asked about a video on painting calipers. Well, I know someone that has got a video on painting calipers on a TT, and that is Stephen Harper. I'll see if I can get his. If you don't follow Stephen Harper, you should go and check him out. He's got a few different videos on TTs and his
cars, isn't he? Yeah.
He's based in Kilkenny actually. He's a really nice guy. But yeah, he always does like a video on a Saturday morning. One of them is painting calipers, and obviously he was the one that said how much extra brace horsepower it gets. So just check that out. Yeah, you're right, Barry. Going to I don't know. Have you been down to Billy's? Then I guess you've you know what it's like down there.
Yeah. While I'm here, I might as well have one of these. Might as well one of them.
Yeah. Well, that's my theory, isn't it, about parts? I keep saying that that I almost want to build up like a parts inventory, so that in years to come, when bits go wrong, you can go. Did you see there was some guy put up a post on Facebook this week that he'd replaced his scuttle panel on the car,
right?
And there's 3 brand new ones left in the world, apparently.
Really?
3, yeah. And he's got one of them. So
there's only 2 left now then.
Yeah, but I was saying to Drew yesterday that if you look at the scuttle panel, the majority of the scuttle panel is normally all right. It's just that plastic window that goes.
No,
people tend to replace that with like a 3D printed one. There's a company that does 3D printed scuttle panel. I don't know what it would class as, but underneath that,
it's like the scuttle panel. It's like the VIN number bit, isn't it?
That's what it is. Yeah,
so the VIN number.
That plastic, it's like clear plastic. It's got the VIN number, and that just gets cloudy and nasty over time. So I had a closer look at it, and obviously I do want to keep things standard, but I reckon you could make a clear plastic lens to go in there that's got almost like a what would you class it as? Like a sticky back plastic almost, because it looks to me, if you look at it, it's got the clear lens and then there's a bit of an edge around the whole thing, like it's got sticky back plastic that's going on the scuttle panel itself. So I reckon you could probably do that. I'm gonna see if I can do it. And mine aren't too bad. One of them's worse than the other. But I noticed that you can actually read the VIN number through mine still. So
can you?
Yeah. So how bad is yours? Is yours like rotted away completely?
I think it's pretty much gone. Yeah, I can't really see through it.
Oh, let's do it on yours then.
Yeah, I don't mind. What I'll do though, if it hasn't got any cracks in it, I'll see whether I can polish it up with some like plastic X or something like that.
Yeah. Do that. See if you can restore it.
Yeah. See if I can restore it. And obviously, if I can't, I'll see if I can get a little bit of clear plastic and maybe just bond that from underneath. Cut the old one out and bond this from underneath, and see how it looks, innit?
Yeah, because I would imagine it's that discoloration and damage is surface. It can't be all the way through, surely. It must just be you'd better polish it off, you'd hope, wouldn't you? Like oxidization.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's just sun damage, isn't it? And stuff like that. I don't know.
Would it clean up the same stuff? Yeah. So Howard, yeah, that is like a headlight restoration kit,
Yeah,
which essentially is tea cut in a bottle, isn't it? If we're honest,
yeah,
it's what it
pretty
is.
much.
It's like the only difference is in
Everything's
that.
tea cut in a bottle.
Exactly right. They are, but that's essentially what it is. It's like a very fine tea cut.
Yeah, it's very fine abrasive. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I am going to do, I'm looking around to see where my kit is, but it's in the garage. Is I've got a Roadster hood restoring kit as well. So it's like a cleaner and then a sealant and a store, because my hood is it's dry, it seals, but it doesn't look as good as the original hood I had on the car, because obviously I bought a second-hand one when Romy decided to put the back window through. But yeah.
It happens.
Oh yeah, TT meeting W for you ever in Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is
A road trip coming up.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'd like to go and see Stephen anyway at some point. So maybe we should try and maybe that could be one of our trips, Chris. We try and take our TTs over there. Yeah, just chop the VIN window thing out. Yeah, that's it, Dave. I think that's the way forward. I think he's
I might try and look into that this week.
Yeah. See if you can do it. Give me a shout. It might be worth trying to get hold of a second-hand scuttle and giving it a go there first if you don't want to sort of take a risk on it.
Yeah. I'll see how bad. If this one's already gone, then I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this one's still. I might as well try and polish it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Right. Needs to get a new scuttle. That's all.
That's all right. I know a guy that's got 2 of them.
Yeah. Do you?
You.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but he's using both of his and he knows where they are.
Not at the same time, he ain't.
No, he's all right. No. One of them's normally out of battery somewhere.
Exactly.
But on the left hand side of that, if you as you're sitting, I should say the left hand side. So if you're sitting in the driver's seat, so on the passenger side of the car, is where you actually install the pollen filter and stuff, isn't it? So
That's it.
So and it's got like a little flap actually built into the.
Yeah, that's
it. So guys, if you're, I'm sure a lot of you already know it, but if you're doing any sort of like jobs at home and changing some of the jobs, like the general jobs like air filters and oil filter, a bit more involved, but not too much. But the air filter is just a case of unbolting the filter cover, sticking a new one in, and that job for the pollen filter is even easier. You just literally lift the flap, pull the old one out, stick the new one in, job done. I mean, it's literally a 30-second job.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Chris put Billy's great with a 3D printer, so I'm sure he can knock something up. Yeah, if that's Chris, if that's more aimed at the VIN window, someone is already doing those. It might be Billy, but I know that I don't think Si's on. I've not seen Si on old Pigeon Guard games if he's on or not, but Si's got the 3D printed
VIN number, he's got one, hasn't he?
And so was Alex with the Noggy TT. He's also got one. I think you're on here, Alex. You were on earlier on at least. So yeah, he's also got that one done as well. So
they're quite neat, those ones. Well, they literally just sort of slot in, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely right. And I got asked a question.
Get one of those as a backup.
Yeah, exactly. So if it does all go wrong, you've got it to stick over the top. But the VIN number's there anyway. So if you cut out that plastic window, it's there underneath.
There anyway. Yeah.
So it's also embedding your windscreen, isn't it?
Exactly. You'll find it in a few spaces around the car.
Yeah. I got asked a question yesterday about if I noticed the difference between, and I am going to do a comparison between my two cars at some point, driving wise, because Drew said to me yesterday, he said, "Do you notice that whole twisting motion of the Roadster that Don was talking about?" And I said, to be honest, it's hard for me to compare because one car's an auto anyway. One car's a manual, so I think they drive completely different because you're doing different things when you're driving, if that makes sense, between the two cars. They're two different engines, and they're also a Roadster and a coupe. So I think for me, comparing the two, I could say, oh, they're different here, but that might be because of some other completely unknown factor. But I do want to sort of try and do a sort of some comparison videos. It'd be interesting to take a 225 Roadster out against 225 coupe. I need to find some of the 225 coupe.
I might know of a red one.
Yeah. They're really fast. So they must have loads of extra brake horsepower if the paint's red.
Mate, when the whole car's painted red, that's an extra 50 brake.
Oh, it's Alex. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's. Oh, Howard. Yeah, we can do that, can't we? because we've both got autos and we've both got 3.2s. So maybe we do that. Maybe maybe we do that when you come down, or we'll arrange a time to do that. We can do a comparison between a 3.2 auto coupe and a 3.2 auto roadster. That's a great shout, Howard.
Yeah, job done.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Because I say, Drew asked me if I noticed that twisting, and I said I don't really, but I do think that the coupe feels a much more what I class as more of a sure drive. It feels like you're in a car, whereas the roadster feels a bit like a go-kart. But is that because it's a soft top?
Yeah.
And the wind is rattling through my locks. I don't know, maybe. Let's have a look. So I apologise if my voice has got a bit. I've literally been singing all afternoon at the football, and it's I did wonder if I'd even better speak tonight, but it's come back a little bit. But yeah. So car wise, one thing I was thinking about I'd like to do on mine is going back to that scuttle panel is with people saying there's 3 of these left in the world and there's like this many left of this. I am going to try and do a bit of review and point people at different manufacturers of parts, because there's that. I think Coverdale Parts seems to be quite a popular one that's popping up for anything you need. I think Jules Matthews said, didn't he, if you want anything to do with Coverdale, with anything to do with your TT, Coverdale can near enough get it. And there's another guy that said, in the back of my 3.2, I've got the edges of the interior in the boot are like frayed, aren't they? Do you know the two? It's like where someone's been a bit rough in the boot and they've scuffed it all up. He said basically, if you let them know your VIN number and you let them know your model and stuff, they can almost like source the equivalent part. And it was somewhere in Scandinavia. I'm pretty sure it was Norway, but it was somewhere like that. So it might have been Kenneth that mentioned it. I don't know. But that'd be quite handy to know, wouldn't it, to have a list. So as TT owners, if we want a part that maybe is not available from the breakers, or we don't want to go to a breakers, it'd be good to have a list to go to say, if I need a door, I know I can get it from a pattern part from this company. Or if I need a headlight, I can get a new one from Audi and it's this much, or I can get one from a breaker, it's this much, or Coverdale Car Parts do them. Do you know what I mean? Just so we can build up. Yeah.
We're going up to Leeds, aren't we, to see Jules?
We are.
Is that next month? That's next month, isn't it?
Yeah, the 19th, that is. So I was going to talk about that actually, because Alex is on here as well. And obviously, Alex, we've spoken about. Howard, you're on as well. We've also spoken about this. So we're talking about going up, and obviously me and you are going up.
Yeah.
We're going to go up on the Sunday morning. Dom's already going to be up there, so he's going to meet us up there anyway. He's going up separately. But I'm just wondering if we can, like now, let's set a time. And I'm thinking meeting at South Mims, because that seems to be central to us all before we go on the upward bit.
Yeah.
Maybe if we meet at South Mims, and if we say, I'm going to aim there to get for 7:30. For leaving for 8. So if we're there for 7:30 for leaving at 8, that'll give everyone a chance to have a coffee, have a wee, do a little bit of our own little mini meet, I guess, with meeting up and taking some pictures or whatever before we go. And I think it's about a 3-hour trip up from what I've read, but I didn't realise it was that long to Leeds. But okay, it's 3 hours up.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get there about 11.
Yeah, Chris said which Sunday? It's the 19th.
19th is Father's Day, Chris. Father's Day. So yeah, guys, we'll say now we'll make a fixture. You're going to meet guys. M1, A1 or M1. That we haven't decided yet, Darren. Did you say? I think you mentioned to me you were going to jump on towards the end of it. Did you not? Pretty sure you did. But we will.
We'll be at South Mims at 7:30.
Yeah. So if we say South Mims at 7:30 for leaving at 8, and then that gives anyone that's running late a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Or get there if they've overslept. So yeah, I'm hoping I can. Yeah, definitely, Chris, because obviously we're going to be coming up from the same area anyway, so we can, as we're both Kent boys coming up, so we can go around the. If you go through the tolls before 6 o'clock, you get it free as well. But I won't be doing that. But I've got a game. I think I've got a game the night before, which is not great. So
they're always quite late, your games as well, aren't they?
Yeah, ice time's a funny old thing to get. Yeah. That's the trouble, that because the public have it all day long, and Although my games in the summer aren't normally, they're normally 4 till 6 at Romford.
Oh, right.
So if anyone wants to watch a high-paced ice hockey game, don't come and watch my games. But no, if you want to come, if you ever want to come and watch a game of ice hockey at a weekend, 4 o'clock at Romford. Normally we're on the ice, but details to follow. But yeah, I think we hook up at South Mims at 7:30 on the 19th.
Yeah.
And then we go up.
Yeah, so basically anyone now just meet us at South Mims, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we'll all cruise up there together.
Yeah, Luis and Neil, we're Alex, we're all good on that. We'll have a chat anyway about that. But I think if you think there's me and you, Chris, the three guys, a few others, Andy should do fans cars video. Am I not already doing that on TT Meets TT? Is that not a well, I thought I was already doing that, Mark. Or you're talking about subscribers' cars, maybe? Because I guess at the moment, the people doing TT Meets TT aren't necessarily subscribers. Most of them are. I hope they all are. And if they're not, if you're on now and you're not a subscriber, then your support is most appreciated. But I'm sure you all are. Because, should do a fans cars video, just pictures. Oh yeah, I think Dom does something like this, doesn't he? He does like every sort of 6 to 12 months. I think he does like where fans send in their fans. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? But if they send in like subscribers' cars videos, I think where he'll review and talk about them all. But yeah, Mark, if you wanted me to do something like that, then I'm quite happy to do it. If you didn't want to have your car feature on TT Meets TT and want to do it just with cut pictures, happy to do it. I've done obviously a couple with people from the States, and I must have about 4 or 5 guys from the US lined up to do TT Meets TT, but it's just getting time to do it. And obviously we'll probably do something like this. And I say, be interesting, guys, for those of you that have watched me and Chris
OnlyFans, yeah.
Yeah, Chris has already got
an your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, Chris already got one of those. But yeah, interesting note, Guy. Are you finding this feed better tonight than we've done it before? I'm hoping you have, because we've got a bit of different technology in play now.
Yeah, so we're playing around with this. Andy's done well at sourcing all this out. We had a little mishap earlier, but I think it's running a lot smoother now.
Not me. Yeah, I think it's running all right. And I think it's actually, looking and judging by the speed of the chat, it's pretty much not much latency either. Much better, boys. There you go. So it's much it seems to be much better tonight, which is good. So yeah, we had a little bit of a mishap where it decided to sit the feed live about half an hour before we started.
Yeah, it did,
and so I had to go and delete it off. So a lot of people have got the link to this, and it's not actually this link. It's almost like an after party link that was given out to a few select few. So hopefully you'll find it. I have put it up on Insta as well, so people should hopefully find the new one. No technical issues yet. Well, yeah, there are sometimes. YouTube's a bit of a funny old beast like that. It can be quite awkward. A bit
I think we're pretty much sorted it now. Though we know exactly how it is. Yeah, because I mean? we had a lot of problem earlier with getting my audio through, wasn't we? My audio just wasn't coming through.
Yeah, and I knew what I need to do, but I forgot to do it. Right, so Craig Ball's just put 252 no delay. So I think we must be. It's normally a few seconds, but in fact, let me do a little test. Let me do a little test, right? So I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to get my phone ready, and I'll tell you exactly how far behind we are. Right, and I'm going to go to the clock, go to the stopwatch, and I'm going to go now, and I'm going to see when my finger points, right? And I'll tell you exactly how far behind we are, and I'll stop it when it gets to that point, just to show you how far behind the stream is from what we're doing. 14 seconds. There you go. 14 seconds. That's a lot better. Yeah. So I can't get the football results and ruin it for you all, because it's only 14 seconds.
That's such an improvement.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Was about 40 seconds, wasn't it, last time?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm going to Creamfields in a couple of weeks. I know this is a bit TT related, but just so you know, I'm going on the Friday to Creamfields, right? So if anyone is a TT owner that's going to Creamfields in Chelmsford on that Friday, and you see me, I'll have my blue glasses on. I haven't got put me blue.
Got to have the charger glasses.
Exactly right. If you see me walking around,
I've got some in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got some new charger glasses here. Look at those bad boys.
Yeah, look at those. Yeah. Look at your bad boys. So yeah, so if you see me at I almost call it V Festival, but if you see me at Creamfields, come and give me a shout. Well, let's have a chat about TTs because I always love talking TTs and it get me away from what I'm doing there. I expect. So yeah, if you fancy kind of a chat, then do it. I'm gonna take my glass off now because I've been wearing them all day. But yeah, so I've got a few things I'm looking at doing as well to the TT. So I want to take. I've noticed I've got a few bits of bubbling here and there. So I'm getting a lot of paint bubbling, which seems to have been getting more and more. So I think I need to address that. So I say, Chris Johnson, you are my man that can. I think you're going to get me a price for getting that back bumper done, but I am going to give that a go myself. That back bumper, but the
Yeah, I
side
thought you said
skirt.
you were going to do that.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my side skirts off, my sills off the blue one, because there's a bit of bubbling on those, and I've seen a few horror stories where it can spread elsewhere. And I think it's probably because um, where behind those arches, behind those liners, I think the dust and dirt has built up. And while I've
Yeah.
cleaned it off and I took the arch liners out, I think I need to take the sill off as well because I reckon there's stuff behind that sill on the car too. But to do that, I need to strip all of that stuff out of the door, not the door card, the door. What do you class that as? The door hole?
Still?
No, where the door fits into.
You mean like the bottom
Top of
bit
the
where it
sill.
says
Yeah,
TT?
it's the top of the sill, isn't it? I guess you
Yeah.
class it as.
That
But
just
that
pulls
whole
off, doesn't it?
the door opening, I guess you class it as.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it pulls off there, doesn't it? So that's what I need to do. But I am going to give. Yeah, cheers, Chris. I know you haven't forgotten. I know you've been busy. I am going to. I am going to give that a pull off and work out how to stick it back on. I don't know if anyone's done that. If you've done that, I might cover that, removing that, because I think it might be people have to take their seals off, don't they? So I might
Yeah.
cover it. I think I might give that a go, take it off, and are you doing a video for removes? I may have to remove mine when I get to Barry. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. So I will be doing a video. Oh, Dom's done one. Oh, okay. Oh, Dom's done one. Okay. So my videos aren't really. I think a lot of the videos out there are quite technical. For people that are already quite, know what they're doing. So I think some of them, my videos, I count as like back to basics almost. So people that need components explaining because I don't know a lot of it myself. So I'd say I'm for people that have got no idea and are quite concerned about doing jobs. Chris is a bit more technical than me. He knows a
I'll
lot
just
more
go
than I
for it, innit?
yeah. So yeah. So the metal TT insert bends very easy on the kick plates. Yeah, I did see that. So I think you might. I would imagine that those plates are probably held down with some sort of sticky back stuff, like almost like a bit like butyl is on the headlight. It's probably just bonded on. So I reckon if you heat that metal thing, get it hot, get it nice and hot, it'll go sticky, and I reckon you'll be able to peel it off easier. I think peeling off when it's cold is bad, and I think so. Yeah, I think you need a bit of heat on that. I
Yeah.
think what's the worst can happen if it bubbles underneath because you've got it too hot? Well, you're going to stick it back down, aren't you? So it doesn't matter. So
Have a
yeah,
go, innit?
yeah, Chris. Yeah, I see you were at Judge Jill. We'll see a picture about that. Was that at Tunbridge Wells? Because I say I went there last year to see Craig David and what chef did I see? Oh, James Martin. I had a picture taken with James Martin. I think if you look for my Instagram, there's a picture of me. And I did it. I went up to him. I said, "Oh, from one car fan to another, would you mind having your picture taken?" And he looked a bit taken back by it. It was all a bit like he looked a bit like I don't know if I told him something really bad, but he looked like.
Did he say that you were Andycharger?
Do you know what? I didn't realize how tall he was. I mean, I'm not the biggest bloke in the world, but I'm pretty average height, and he towered above me. Massive bloke. It's going to kick him in the shins, and run off, but I didn't. Yeah. Are you in Marlow? Was it okay? Yeah. I think there is one in Tunbridge Wells though. I know there's different acts that are moving around, but anyway, we're diversing from the TT world. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I need
see.
to do my headlamps this week, I think.
Are you going to do them with a kit?
Yeah, but I was going to try and actually like spray lack on them afterwards.
Yeah. In fact, if you look at episode, I think 4 or 5 of TT Meets TT, where I spoke to Dave in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
That's what Dave did. He rubbed them all back and restored them, then he lacquered them to finish.
That's what I was thinking. Because I think the polishing kits are pretty good, but eventually they wear out. Whereas when you lacquer, you're actually putting a permanent sort of coating on there, like factory, which will last hopefully a lot longer. So I mean, I said I've had to go to the painting when I've done that wing mirror, and it didn't come out too bad. And with lacquer, obviously, once it's hard, you can polish it back and make it look good afterwards anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris has done this with tinted lacquer. Okay, that's cool. That could be the way. Is it special UV lacquer you use, Chris? And could you send me a link somewhere on like Instagram or Facebook to it?
Yeah. So Mark used to put up there, did all roads come with a tonneau cover? That's a good question, that. And I'd say if they did, they haven't all got them now, because I see loads of roadsters without a tonneau cover on. Mine's got one. Howard, I know yours has got one. But there seems to be a lot going missing. I guess in 20 years, people, well, mine is a classic example. When I bought mine, or I went down to have a look at it, and the hood was up, and the guy took me out for a spin. I said, does the hood work? Yeah. So we put the hood down, and we were just talking, and I didn't know it had a hard tonneau cover. And he said, "Oh, I think I've got a bit of a thing that goes over the hood when it's down in my garage. I'll go and get it." So no, okay then. So anyway, I bought the car, and he said he'd get me the cover, because it was in his daughter's shed. It was in my daughter's shed. I'll go and get it for when you pick the car up. So when I went to pick the car up, and I was thinking about it, I was thinking, oh, he's got that cover. I must remember to point that out to him. Anyway, he did have it when I got there, and he sort of gave it to me, and sort of wrestled it into the boot, and thought, he said, I'm not sure how it goes on anyway, and put it in the boot, drove off. Anyway, it wasn't until I got home and I really had to wrestle it in the boot that I realised there's actually a hole in the roadster, in the back of the roadster. There's two like a recess at the bottom of the boot that when the tonneau cover folds up into it's in 3 bits, and it folds up and it slides into this hole. So you almost get the whole of your boot back anyway if you put it forward enough. So yeah. So I just thought I'd add that there is a tonneau cover. It's probably in someone's shed if it did come with a car now, if you haven't got it. But I don't know if it's an option. And it'd be interesting, Chris, where your question came from, and if it's something that you haven't got, or you have got one and you just wonder if other people don't have them. But
it'd be interesting to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd be interested, because knowing Audi, they probably had, they like to do these nicely ergonomically designed features. But as I always say, the tweezers in the fuse box is my favourite thing in the whole world.
You love that, don't you?
I love that. That and the little third flap for the
little third little sun visor thing.
Yeah, it's good, that, because I'm thinking, what's the point in having that? Why would you have that? And I actually raised a question on one of the chats about it, because someone in a coupe had said, "Oh, it's got the third flap," and I said, "Has that got it in the Roadster?" And they said, "Yeah." I went, "I don't think it has. Oh, mine hasn't got that." They said, "Yeah, it has. It's got it." I said, I'll go and have a look. And I went to have a look. And I said, "There's no third sun visor there. I've looked. There's nothing there." And they said, "Trust me, if you've got a Roadster, you've definitely got one." So then I saw it in the daylight, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's actually there." I was like surprised by it, but it's a classic case of, unless someone points it out, you wouldn't know it's there. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
It's a feather. Yeah, it's a really quite a strange. I was going to put my dinner out of the way because it's gone cold now, because I've been doing too much talking and not enough chatting. Yeah. So anyway, when we go up to the Motorist, guys in the chat, who in the chat is coming to the Motorist? Just out of interest, be interesting to know.
Yeah, good, get some numbers.
So just some numbers, and who's interested in meeting us up at South Mims at 7:30? Interested to know.
Anyone?
Anyway, well, don't forget there's 14 seconds. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yes. I think. Yeah. Melt bonded. Yeah. Oh, Richard. Hello, Richard. I have to say you pop up.
Hello, Richard.
Yep. And I can't wait to see Richard, or hear Richard's sound system in his car now, because Richard is an ice guru.
Yeah, I see some pictures of that on the social media.
Yeah, see that.
Pretty good. He's done a really good job of that.
Yeah. So right, so we've got Craig's going to the meet, Howard's going, Darren's going. We know that Louis, Neil, and Alex are coming. So quite a few of them. Oh, so yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. George. It's always nice to be referred to as a loser. Technically, I am because we got beaten 3-0 this afternoon at Dagenham and Redbridge. So yeah, I am a loser today. But that's didn't stop me singing. Yeah. All right. Chris is negotiating. Yeah, see if you can negotiate that out, Chris. That would be good to have you along. But
just say it's for the greater good.
Yeah. So for TT Fest, TT Fest for SpringFest with double T, obviously that's going to be at mine 11 till 4 for that. So I am going to have refreshments available as well. So for a small donation, I'm sure my kids will be going around with a tea urn and a glass of orange squash or something. And I'm also going to have because of the volume of people, because we're on unfortunately we're on cesspit here, so we don't have like mains drainage. And what I wouldn't want is 35 extra bodies here that are overflowing the drains, and then we all have to suffer that for the rest as we drive away through a mountain of sewage. So I'm getting a portaloo in for the day, guys. So that's nothing against you guys. There's a portaloo coming to Springfest. I don't know if it's an Audi portaloo, but it'll be a portaloo of some sort.
We could turn it into an Audi portaloo.
Yeah, I reckon. We could do that, couldn't we? We could badge it right up.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. No, we can't do that. Someone will lower it, and there'll be spoilers all over it. Someone will have a big cone filter on the back of it. Oh yeah, look, my portaloo's been modded.
Well, imagine the noise coming out the exhaust on it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, good to think. Might have to debaffle it.
Yeah. Craig Ball's going to come, but he's not taking the QS, so he's going to go in the TTS. Fair play. Was it a Mark II or Mark III TTS you got?
Yeah, that's the thing. Actually, we're going to have some. Oh yeah, I've got a little story to tell about that Mark III and the Audi dealership in a minute. But yeah,
okay.
But yeah, we are going to have a mixture of Mark I's, mainly Mark I's, I'd say, and there may be a couple of extra Mark II's, and a Mark III, and there's definitely at least one Mark III coming. Then Craig, if you're down for bringing yours, but yeah, so there will be a couple.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. So we'll have the full range on display, and it'd be nice to. I think while we've got the opportunity of getting all three together, I think we should do a little bit of filming on the day of review Mark I, Mark II, Mark III. Do a few measurements as well. See if I can get the drone above them, and we can look at them from above as well and see the size difference. Do a bit of comparing your Mark I to the Mark II to the Mark III. Obviously, we can do that. There's another saying.
Toby, is that another way of saying a red Mark II TT? Well,
although, do you know what though? Toby is the only person I know that's got a fridge in their Mark I TT. Anyone else got a fridge in their Mark I? Because Toby has.
He has.
And he's got an inverter as well for power, so he can. It's almost like a portable caravan. He's got all the mod cons in it.
Is Toby coming to Motorist?
I don't know. Will it make it that far, Toby? I hope so. It's got to go 5,000 miles.
Exactly. It could be a nice little test run for it.
Yeah, could be. There should be a few journeys coming up. So I know we've talked about doing a few journeys, Chris, and I think what we'll try and do is a lot of these trips out we do. If we're going to go a fair distance, we'll give you guys all a shout and we'll say, if you want to come along, we'll all go out and convoy and go wherever. Because so I'd definitely would like to go to Ireland and see Stephen and see his TT out there. And
we're going to see Ben up north, weren't we?
Yeah, we're going to see Ben. So Ben, I don't know if you're on Ben of the North, if you're on the chat or not. But if you are, we're obviously going to be coming up. We'll see you at the Motorist anyway. But Chris and I put together another Facebook group. I know there's loads of Facebook groups, but if you're not on that group, then let us know. We put together a bit of a how-to videos one, and it's literally a bit like an amalgamation of the YouTube videos. So, whereas you can find it all on YouTube, we put it together because on Facebook, you tend to find the groups get filled up with just general chat, arguments, discussions, whatever's going on. and anyone puts a video up, they disappear into the feed. So we've made that group so it's literally just a how-to video. So it's not even like reviews or TT meets TT. It's literally just how to fix things. So if you ever want to look up anything, and it's rather than it being like one YouTuber, it brings all the YouTubers together, and even just people who've done one YouTube, just so they've got somewhere to put their videos. So if you want to go and look for a video on something, you can just go straight to that group. So if you want the link to that group, or if you haven't got it, let us know, and we can definitely send it over to you. It's another way to get our sort of help guides out to you guys. Really.
Put down there. Anyone going to event TT22 in July? When is that, and where is that, Craig? So that could be a possibility. So that could be interesting, couldn't it? It could be something we could do.
Yeah. Yeah. So Toby, that event at the Motorist, just to put some details into that again. So that's on the 19th of June, Sunday the 19th. It starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think it runs all day. It's at the Motorist, so it'll be free to attend. As is Springfest, I'd like to add. And yeah, so it's a bit like a Petrol Heads type cafe, isn't it? That does sort of like food and drinks all day, based around the Leeds area.
Yeah.
And it has people that, all marks of cars will be there. It's not just an Audi thing, not just a TT thing, but it's a chance for us to get all the TTs together that want to go up there. So yeah, we're looking at doing it. Well,
it's an excuse for another meet, isn't it?
Jules Matthews has organised it. As I'm sure if he's normally on the chat, so I'm not sure where Jules is tonight.
He's probably following the old link.
Yeah, he might be. I might drop him a message. I'll see if I'll get Jules on, because he's always good for hey Andy Fook. See if I can get on. He always sends me voice notes, as our Jules. Good guy. He's always sending me a message. Let's see if I can drop Jules a quick note and get him on the chat as well. Are you joining?
Yeah, Toby, check it out. Have a look at it, and we'll be up at South Mims at 7:30 and leaving there at 8 on the 19th. Well, so more the merrier, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I've told him we're talking about the Motorist. That's bound to get him on the chat. Yeah, so we're literally going to meet at South Mims at 7:30, and then we'll be heading north up the A. I imagine if we're at the A1, South Mims on the A1, isn't it? We could just head up the A1. Should we just make that decision now? We're going up the A1.
Yeah.
I've made that call.
Yeah.
It shall be done. We're going up the A1.
Otherwise, we'll follow you.
Don't follow me. Don't follow me. Well, you can do if you want.
What one are you taking?
I think I'm still undecided. Well, the Roadster smells like musty old mouse droppings at the moment, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So I'm not sure what's living in it. But I'm going to take the Coupe, I think, mainly because it's a auto, be an easier drive.
I mean, it might be nice. The thing is, the auto would be nice for that long drive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is a long way to go. Although you'd hope you get it up into 6th, and then you can just sit there, can't you, for 200 miles? That's the plan. Not much gear changing. And I'm hoping I've got my co-pilot with me at the moment, but she was talking about going out the night before, so I'm not sure.
It?
So
I would like my co-pilot wants to know whether your co-pilot's going.
I'll tell my co-pilot your co-pilot's going, so she got to go.
Well, my co-pilot's saying to go if yours is going to go.
Yeah, my co-pilot will be asking what your co-pilot's wearing next. Yeah. I think they will. We'll try and get the girls to come along. I have a fallback plan if I'm not going to come up on my own, because I'd like to have someone in the passenger seat that can film stuff out of a window.
Yeah, and someone to drive back as well.
Oh, there's no chance of that, mate. If I don't think we've ever been anywhere together and I'm not the one doing the driving.
Really?
No. But
I always get Ashley to drive back.
Yeah. Oh, lucky you.
Well, I'll go to sleep.
Maybe we'll both have a sleep on the way back. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a good one. That'll be my longest drive in the car.
I think that'd be for me as well. Yeah, the longest drive.
Because the longest I've done,
distance.
Yeah, the longest I've done so far was simply Audi.
Right. That was a great day, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Do you remember that Mauritius Blue Quattro Sport that was parked in the main car park area? Do you remember that one? There was a Quattro Sport parked in the middle bit.
In the middle bit.
Yeah. So as you know where we were parked with the TT addicts.
Yeah.
So there were the hard standing area. You had all the
yeah. On the concrete bit in the middle.
Yeah. So you had that blue Quattro Sport. Remember that?
Right.
You don't remember it, but that's the one that was there yesterday. Anyway,
That's the one that came.
Yeah, that's the one.
Talking about that, people in that that concrete bit. Did Big Wang get hold of you about coming to SpringFest?
We have me and Big Wang have spoken. I don't know if we've talked. I don't know if we've. I don't know.
So
if
I asked him if he wanted to come and that, and I said he has got to obviously contact you just to let you know.
Yeah. Oh, Dom, Boston now. Say doing, Dom. Good to see you, mate. Yeah. Big Wang did contact me, but I think he said he was doing something else.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, fair play.
Yeah. Dom, we'll have to get you on here one week. We can now. We're mastering this technology. We can do special guest appearances, so we can do all sorts. So we can stick you on the. We can ask you questions. We can have a question not with Dom. But yeah, it's But yeah, that Big Wang, he definitely said he was. I thought he said he was doing something that day. Which is a shame because it'd be an interesting car to look at, wouldn't it? Because I didn't get a chance to speak to him at Simply Audi.
Yeah.
Because whenever I went over there, he had literally a crowd of people around that car. So it'd be nice to have the diesel 225 here as well.
Yeah.
That diesel one with that massive air filter.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that, wouldn't it?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So I think we'll definitely try and get that guy to come along. So we'll save him a special space. You'll hear him coming anyway.
Yeah. You see the smoke pouring out.
Yeah. Fastest lap of the M25 in a reasonably priced TT. Well, if you do that, Craig, I tell you, a great day to do it is time to do it is Sunday morning, because when me, Chris, and Dom did that meet, I think I got round Sunday morning. I didn't see any traffic. Flew round. It was great, nice and easy. Good time to go around the M25 is about 6:30 in the morning. I've decided on a Sunday. Definitely a time. Although when I came to you last weekend, Chris, there was no traffic around, but that was the time to leave home. 4, wasn't it?
You got to me for 5, didn't you?
5. Yeah. So as you've seen for that video with Chris, we're in London at 6, and we got to Brighton. We got to Brighton at 20. Was it 20 past 8? We got to Brighton. No, it was a bit later than that because we got to the Market Cafe. The Market.
How upset were you?
Oh, mate.
You were so looking forward for that, weren't you?
So, guys, if we are going to do that trip on that Saturday, even though I phoned ahead last time, I think we should definitely go to that Market Cafe and absolutely ram it out on that Saturday morning when we do that meet in September. Because that food, even though they upset me for shutting early on us to say they had no staff on.
They did, didn't they? Right up.
The gut buster breakfast is something else, guys, honestly. So we definitely need to get the TTs down there, I think, because that would be a great place to have some breakfast. But it's a little bit of if we're parking up in Brighton, we are going to need to park a little bit away from Madeira. Can't speak. Madeira Drive.
We could just park in that multi-story that we went to, where we parked in.
Well, we can do. We can park there, but it is also. Well, it seems to be every other TT was parked in there, wasn't it? There's loads of TT. It was Mark 2s and Mark 3s, though, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
If you're on this feed and you were parked in that car park, I'd be interested to know, because I did leave you a few cards on the windscreen.
Yes, you did.
So you may see that, but yeah. So
that one that you put on, that silver one on the industrial estate near mine that you put a card on.
Yeah.
The card's still on the windscreen. The car hasn't moved.
Oh, was it not?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's moved, but it's still on the windscreen, because that'd be more of a concern. I don't think it'll be there tomorrow. It might have gone a bit soggy tomorrow. We had a bit of rain, haven't we, overnight? So it's been.
So every time I go past it, I say to the SJ, I say, look, that's got one of Charger's cards on that one.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The thing is, though, how often are you out, right, and you see a TT, and it's a bit of a funny thing now, because I think most people that have got a TT that have still got a TT like the cars, And I went out start of last week, and I rode through my village, and there's a car that lives right the other end of the village. And I thought every time I go past, I'm going to stop and I'm going to knock on the door and I'm going to say, "Oh, what a lovely TT. I'd like to, maybe you want to come to Springfest. It's really down the road." And I think, are they going to think that's a bit weird? Anyway, I plucked up the courage last week
Did
and I
ya?
went and knocked on the door. And I was dressed in all my cycling gear, all in my lovely lycra, middle-aged man in lycra and all that. And then I went tapping on the door. This lady came to the door and she went, "Oh, hello." I said, "Yes, hi there. Yeah." So now this is a really random question, but is that your 225? And are you a TT fan? And she said, "Yes, it is. And yes, I do like TTs." I thought, great. I said, "Well, this is a really random thing to do, but I'm going to give you this card. I'm having a TT festival. I live the other end of the village." On the 24th of July. And she went, oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, cut a long story short, because every time I say a TT, I put a little card on the window. I worked out after I cycled away from her house, and if you're on here, I apologise. I think I've left you about 5 other cards when not same car's been parked at the station. So when I pick the kids up, I say, "Oh, there's a silver TT there. I put a card on there." And after about the third one in about a week, I realised it was a thought there's a lot of TTs that live in my village. But
Are they all the same colour as well, aren't they?
yeah. Although I think it's an 05 plate one, and I've got a sneaking feeling looking at the wheels and the body, I think it's a 150. Might be wrong.
Right.
But I don't know if anyone else can fill me in on that about when they either started or stopped making 180s, or if they made them the whole way through. Because I think they didn't start making the 150 to a lot later in the production run. Is that right? They're quite a late addition to the
They're like the last sort of ones of them, are they?
Yeah, I think so. So, like, if they've got a single exhaust, it's a 180 or a 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the 150s, they always seem to have whenever I see them, they have a lot smaller wheels. It almost looks like that might be wrong as well. I don't know. You guys,
do you think they're rolling on like 16s or something, or 17s? Yeah, Don might know. Don, what's the smallest wheels that the TTs came with? Was it like 16s or 17s? You've probably got a set somewhere.
I bet you've got a 150 tucked away somewhere as well.
He probably has.
In the stable. But interesting to know, yeah. Yeah, I probably have been reported for harassment, Craig. You're probably right there. Although she probably phoned the police that there's a strange big fat man just turned up in lycra. and he rode off on a bike that way. So I do apologise if I offended anyone. So yeah, that's right. That's the 150 question, I think.
Yeah.
Richard's come back. Yeah. So Richard, while you're there, is your ice all now done? Are you completely finished with that? I know you're always doing something to that lovely car, but have you finished all the incorrectainment, or is there more to do?
And have you had it match yet? Because I remember last time I spoke to you, you've got all the kit on it. It's looking the absolute nuts. But I'm sure you said you haven't actually had it remapped, but you've got everything on it to get it mapped.
I did actually. I might have seen some pictures of you having something resprayed. You were respraying something black. I saw some pictures of. So I'll be interested to know what you've been spraying black as well. Went down to 16 as well. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. 16. Yeah, interesting. Those stickers, they are different depending on what model car you're driving as well. Because so I've got different sticker in the 225 as I have to the 3.2.
Probably because of the weight difference of the car, isn't it?
Yeah. So
what is the weight difference on them?
Do you want me to get my scales out and go and weigh them?
No, just Google it.
I could Google it, couldn't I? Both of mine are parked on the lawn at the moment, so I set them up for a little picture this morning. So I was going to do these like where you take it from far away and then you move in, and then you move in, you get really close. And I thought it'd make a nice like little collage of pictures. And then my phone wouldn't zoom in any further, so I was like, it would look too grainy, so I left it in the end. But I did put the picture up on the internet. So should we have a quick look at what the weight difference is? So weight of Audi TT Mark 1 3.2. Right. So the curb weight of the 3.2 Quattro, because don't forget the Roadster's going to be a different weight again, I would have thought, because of all that bracing underneath. Hasn't got a roof, but it's got a lot more bracing. Right, so the curb weight of the 3.2 Quattro is 1,490 kilos, right?
Right.
Remember that number, Chris?
1,490.
Yeah. Right. Curb weight of the 225, 1,395. So the 90. So there you go. So
Okay.
nearly 100k difference there.
It is, isn't it?
95k difference, yeah. And the trunk boot capacity of 3.2. So if you want to know the difference in the is 220 to 490 liters, right? Oh, and it hasn't got the other bits on the. I was going to give you some more information there, but yeah. So there's 95 kilo difference. So that engine, that it might have a bit more oomph behind it, but it's
got a bit
got
more
a lot
weight, isn't it?
Yeah. Which I think is we were talking about yesterday, and I think one of the reasons that the battery is probably at the boot on that car is they're trying to shift maybe a bit of the weight balance towards the back of the
that
car.
makes sense.
So you're not going down the road on your nose.
Yeah, they're
So
quite front heavy, aren't they? The 3.2s.
they are, yeah. I mean, you can just tell, aren't you, when you open the bonnet. Although interestingly, I don't know if this is a difference. I wouldn't have thought this is a big difference between roadsters and coupes. But we noticed yesterday when we opened up Drew's Quattro Sport bonnet, obviously the Quattro Sport engine, although it's still a 1.8 turbo, I think it's a different engine code. If that's right, might be wrong. Please point out to me if I am wrong there. But I think that's the case. But yeah, so on that, it has like, and you look down the side. So if you're looking at the car in front of you, and you look to the right hand side of the engine, there's like a bit of a void there between like the battery tray and the air intake. You can almost look right down to where the gearbox is, and it looks like there's a different pipe on my engine as there is to the Quattro Sport.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a different shaped pipe. So we both looked at it yesterday and we're going, let's have a look how similar they are to the bonnet. And at first glance, they look very similar, but then there seemed to be a different pipe. So I'm not sure what that would be. Anyone know what that is? What the difference is? What the different pipe would be? Don't know. It's quite interesting to look under there. But again, obviously the Quattro Sport is very much like the 3.2 with its layout. So the battery's in the boot again, and obviously they've got the same front valance, haven't they? And the sort of features.
They're the same chassis, aren't they?
Yeah. So exactly right. So if the exhaust, if you're going to put a new exhaust on the Quattro Sport, even though you probably want a decent exhaust anyway, it would need to have the same sort of, I guess, the floor pan as the 3.2, wouldn't it? It needs to have that 3.2 exhaust layout. So I guess it's quite different underneath compared to the 225. That be right? Pretty sure that'd be right.
Yeah, they are different, aren't they? Yeah, it has to be because of the battery.
Yeah.
Or does that only change things that are internally inside the boot and not actually under? I don't know. We'd have to have a look.
Yeah, there you go. Which is it loses a lot of the 3.2 bits, including the floor pan, hence batteries in the boot. Yeah. It's quite interesting to see it there yesterday because it's almost like a bit of a hybrid, isn't it? Because it's got the 1.8 turbo engine, but with the 3.2 layout as such.
It's got like the 3.2 bumpers as well, everything, hasn't it?
Yeah, the front valance and the grills and stuff. But it's painted in. If you've watched the video that I did with Alex last week, he was talking about how his grill is painted in phantom black, so it's got a metallic fleck in it. And when you looked at the 3.2, because obviously Alex's paint is noggy, so it hasn't got any metallic flake in it. But seeing this one on Saturday, it was quite just because you look down the bonnet and you look down the grill, and even though it's a different color because the grill's black and the bonnet is blue, that fleck almost looks like it's continuous through it. It's quite hard to explain because that paint has obviously got the metallic fleck in it as well, and also on the back, on the spoiler on the back, whereas mine is like a matte black edging around the spoiler on my 3.2. That's painted in the same phantom black with that fleck in it, so it's quite. And when you open the boot, that obviously the Quattro Sport's got the black roof, isn't it? And the black sort of like pillars that come down, so that continues down the inside of the boot as well. So where the boot shut line would be, it's all black up inside there as well. So, but he also pointed out something which I'd not spotted and he said that on all the Quattro Sports it's the same. Is where the black paint finishes on the roof at the back on the back of the boot.
Yeah.
If you look at it in certain lights, it looks like there's almost like a polish mark, like a stripe of tape that's gone round it, almost like when they've painted it, they've masked off and then they sprayed it and then they've left a mark in the paint. And he thought it was just his, and apparently
Yeah.
no, it's all Quattro Sports have this like line that you can see in the paint.
I suppose you do have to tape it off if you're going to paint a different colour, don't you?
Yeah, but surely when you do it, you would do something that doesn't,
Yeah.
whether all I can imagine is it's done like that in a different color.
Yeah.
And they haven't lacquered it at that point. So
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
imagine they've done that and they've taped it
Mm.
and then they've just lacquered over the top. But what's happened? They've lacquered into the paint on top of the paint with that mark in it. But it's quite,
Does
yeah,
it
it's
have
quite
like a little ridge or anything like that?
no, you can't feel
No.
it, which makes me think it's under the lacquer.
Yeah, it's under lacquer. So where they've tried to like join the two, taped off one, done the other paint, and then lacquered over the top of it all.
Yeah. So exactly right. So they painted one. They painted the blue. Mine has the mark as well on the boot lid. Yeah, exactly, Craig. There you go. Exactly right. Thanks, Craig. So it's I don't know how you describe it, Craig, and it's almost got like if you look at it, you can almost see like it's almost like imagine like like the planet Saturn's got those rings that run around it, all the different rings. Yeah. It almost looks like the rings of Saturn going around it because they're all perfectly striped round, almost like where it almost looks like someone's got a cloth at the end of it and gone and wiped round it, a paint mark, and then lacquered. But yeah, so it's Drew was right then, Craig, that they all do seem to have that. Very interesting because it does look like it's had a bit of a 5 o'clock on a Friday job, doesn't it? But, which you don't really want when you've got a car like that, is it? So, Chris, have you got any plans to get a third TT? Is the question.
Maybe.
And if so, where are you going to put it?
I would get a bigger workshop.
Right. So, and if you were going to buy a third TT, Chris, what would it be?
Ideally, I would obviously I'd try and get a red one.
Oh no, I'm not worried about a colour. We know it's gonna be red. You don't have to tell us that bit.
I'd probably be trying to get a V6 Roadster.
Yeah. A V6 Roadster, okay.
Yeah. And then straight pipe it.
So it'd be a red V6 Roadster.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any red V6 Roadsters.
I've seen a few, obviously up for sale while I've been looking, but they seem to be going for stupid prices.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like 7, 8, 9 grand. They seem to be quite expensive.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to spend that much.
No. There are some, do you know what? There's some crazy price cars around at the moment. Like mainly 3.2s I've noticed. That they seem to be all low miles. They are low miles. I think I saw one. Did I see one that had like 6,000 miles on it last week?
Oh, was that like for 20 grand or something?
Yeah, in like it was 17,995, something. It was like in a Prestige, one of those ones that's got the little spinny wheel going around. Yeah, there are some absolute minters out there, but you also got to think if it's only got that many miles on it, it's only just about run in, isn't it? Really, that sort of miles. And if it's done those few miles over 20 years of its life, that's not an awful lot of engine revolutions, is it? So things surely are going to. It could almost have like if they're too low, it could almost have like a negative effect on the car.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of the rubbers and stuff might be started like perishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, because obviously when the engine's getting used, it sort of lubricates things as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you'd hope it was. Because it's
it's just sitting, not doing anything. I mean, hopefully it's been like started up and moved around like a little bit every week or every couple of weeks, just to keep things sort of ticking over on it.
Yeah,
we horrible to think it's just sat there for years and years and just literally nothing.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be prepared to do some serious work on it. I think if it had so few miles done at a time, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, Richard. I see, going back up there, I see that you were respraying. You say, the respraying the roof bars. Oh, of course, because you've got a black roof, haven't you? That would make sense now. Yeah, because I did think that because when I looked at them and they were black, because there was two of them, and I thought, oh, are they part of the rear spoiler? But no, they are the roof rails. I get that now. Yeah, that would make sense. I did wonder what was all being black. Oh, you offered
I only see roof rails on mine.
I was offered a Quattro Sport about 2 years ago with 6,000 miles, 20k, no Recaro. So that's still strong money, isn't it? 20 grand. I know it's a Quattro Sport.
No Recaros, though, isn't it?
6,000 miles. It's Well, I know where those Recaros are. They're probably in Neil's car. Because that's the thing. Because in Neil's pole positions, they've got that almost like what class as diamond stitching. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas that one of Drew's, it was like it was out. Maybe it's because it's Alcantara, because I think you have to pay extra, don't you, for that? So Richard, I've definitely seen your you showed me that your paintwork up close in places, and you I don't think you're a big fan of your original sprayer of your car, are you? I think the paint prep in the first place, I think you're a bit sort of not by. But I am gonna give my bumper a go. I might do it this week. I might do it because I said I might have to give it a go, because if it goes wrong, what's going to happen? I'm going to have to go and get it done. I'm going to have to speak to Chris Johnson and see if he can get it done at his workshop. That's what I'm going to do. But I think I might give it a go. So I've done a bit of painting of back in the day, like 30 years. How old am I now? Yeah, 30 years ago. That's how long I've been driving. I had a Mark 1 Escort, and I used to do a bit of paint work on that. Not really know what I'm doing, but painting with rattle cans. And I am going to give it a go. So I was always quite all right. I got quite good at it in the end. So I think I am going to do that with that bumper, Bob. So I'm going to need some plastic primer on it. I'm going to need to get hold of that silver paint as well. And I think what have I got here? Touch Up Paint Factory. There you go. That's from doing the Kia. I did the Kia. I painted the bumper of the Kia. Got to remember the company where I got it from. So I need to might get in touch with those guys, because they got with the paint. So I'll get in touch with those guys, get some paint. But I'm then going to have to lacquer it as well. But I am going to look, on the bumper, you've got like what I class as the square where the number plate is and the badges. I'm going to mask off that entire rectangle, do it, and then paint it, and then lacquer it in at the end. And I think I might be able to lose it. But let's see. Someone did you see that car on Facebook that's had like it's a TT that's had a bit of a smack in the front, and the guy looked like he'd done a Frankenstein's monster repair on it, holding the bumper together. And then since then he's actually repaired it, filled it, sprayed it, and it looks amazing. It looked really good. You seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one, no.
Yeah, it did a really good job. Literally, it must have put holes in it and stitched it together to hold it together when it was first done. But he's now done a really decent repair on it. I think it's a blue car, if I remember rightly. Yeah, have a look on the Facebook.
I'll have to check that out later on. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's good. It's always good when you can do something yourself, because you learn how to do something while you're doing it as well.
Oh yeah, Craig. Yeah. There's all my cars I wish I still had. I wish I had a big enough garage to have kept all my cars in. I look back now, I've got, we've all been, well, so we've all had them. Some of you guys probably are too young to remember, but I've had Escorts and Fiestas, and they'd all be worth a fortune now, I'm sure. But you live and learn. You can't keep them all, can you?
No.
Have you ever looked up your old Regis online to see if they're still about?
Yeah. You check like the MOT history stuff as well and see if it's still got a ticket on it.
Yeah. And then you see, if you look back and then you see a date, it stops.
Being done. Oh, that got written off then.
Oh no, poor old cars. Does make me sad. Yeah. I also wish I'd, as from the chat we had the other week, I wish I'd bought that TT.
That was a good one, but
that
was
the unicorn that got away.
Yeah.
Never mind. Little did we know. Yeah. But so guys, what have you got going on with your cars this week? Has anyone got any sort of shows? Anyone got any major repairs going on? Oh, see, someone's got
a red Turbo 90 spec. Nice.
Yeah.
Red one.
I had a black. I had a black one. I had a black Series 2 spec 90. H reg. I know it was a G reg one. G486 OCW. I think G486. I can't remember. G486. It was something or other. And it was
a strong money.
It was heaped. It was an absolute heap. I paid $3,000 for it, and I had it for about 4 months. And I sold it for $3,000. I didn't lose anything, but I did trade a much better car in.
They used to be so cheap, mate. You could get them as low as like 1,500 quid. Yeah. And like now they're stupid money, aren't they?
But do you not think we're riding that whole TT wave like that now?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's why I'm not getting rid of the TTs.
Yeah, don't do it. And what you're going to find, I think, as well, going off topic a bit. I know I've asked about what you guys got going on this week. So if you have got things going on this week, let us know in the chat. That we said about the riding that whole wave. A lot of the cars now, particularly 3.2s, are worth more in parts than they are as a car, as we know. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to part it out because I get more money for it as a car. That's very all well and good, but the number of TTs are going to go down tremendously because of that. And there'll be so few left of us that have kept them that our price will then go up.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then it'll be like, oh, I wish I'd kept my 3.2 now because it's worth a lot of money. I think, yeah, but you have to ride the wave out. When it gets worth nothing, you've got to hold on to it, get it out the other side, and then as the prices start going up, if you do want to sell it, obviously you might want to sell it, but yeah.
We're just gonna try and hold on to ours.
Yeah, Barry, I'm right. Honestly, I'm sure I'm right on that. That they are the classic of their era. I think they are the classic of their era. But yeah, keep breaking them. Yeah, that is right, Craig. But sooner or later, they are going to push the price of ours up. But yours is only worth something if you sell it, and I'm sure a lot of us don't want to sell them. So
the thing is, if they keep breaking it, it's going to put the prices of ours up, but also it's going to keep on giving us parts. So it's a win-win, really, for the people who carry on, keep hold of their TTs. It's a win-win.
Yeah,
your cars will be worth more, and you're going to have more parts available.
Yeah, as long as they keep doing it. But there's a finite number, as we keep saying, isn't there? It's like the Quattro Sports. You know, if bits go wrong on that now, you must be buggered for parts because there's so few of them in the first place. I know there's a lot of universal parts you could probably use on them, but you know, other bits they just won't have. Like if you had a
seats, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Like I think the only way you're going to really fix a seat like that is to have them re-upholstered. Because I'm surprised. I find with the seats, I think, bearing in mind most of our cars are 20 years old. So if you've got standard seats in a TT, they have weathered extremely well on the whole. Like the bolsters, you don't really see many, I might be wrong, but you don't see many split bolsters. And that surprises me because the TT, because it's so low, getting in and out of those seats, you do tend to drag yourself over the bolster because it's just, unless you've got some sort of amazing sort of body mechanics to get out of a car, you're going to do that. So if you're dragging yourself across to get in and out of that car, you're going to split that bolster. But they're all like bulletproof. They seem to be. Like the 205s, the Peugeots, they always used to split down that bolster because where you're getting in and out of the car, you're putting pressure on it and the sponge would give way and the material would split. Whereas the TTs don't seem to do that. If they
do,
seem
to last quite well, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think my Mark II's wearing out more than my Mark 1.
Is it? That's interesting.
Yeah. I think, the Mark 1's got a bit more mileage on it as well. But yeah, I think the materials back there on the Mark 1 were probably a lot better.
Yeah, I think one thing you can do to save them a little bit, those seats, is definitely give that leather a feed. Definitely give them a feed.
I dry out.
Yeah, some of the best seats I've seen condition wise, and I can't say I sat in it, but when I saw it was Alex. If you're still on, was Alex's seats. The leather looks immaculate on those seats. I mean, I got obviously in my 2, the leather in my 3.2 is much better condition than the leather in my Roadster. But then I always think, how often is the car left with the roof down in the sun? The sun's beating down on the seat, and it's probably weathering the leather more. It's more exposed. Whereas so that might be a factor we can see. So
what's the miles on the Roadster at the moment? Because I know you hit your 80. Is it 80k you hit?
Yeah, it's probably got about 80,060 or something like that.
So it's still kept low.
No, it goes from the garage to the garden for pictures, and then it goes back in the garage. It's not been anywhere. I am going to take it for a bit of a spin though, because now the weather's getting better. It's it's worth taking out on it. What's that, Barry? But mine's done 150,000 interiors wearing well, and much better wearing. Yeah, I think they do. So whether that's the I use what's the one I've got? I'll have to, Barry. I will. If you drop me an email, I'll let you know the one I use. But it's really good. I've had it for years, and it's in a funny bottle, and you can't. It doesn't come out. It's so thick, the stuff in it. It doesn't come out, and you have to like squeeze the bottom, and it goes, woof, and it all gushes out the top. I know that. So it's quite funny old stuff, but it's really good. It's quite old. It's got a bit of a funny smell to it now, but it is still really good, and it brings the leather up no end. It really does. It's definitely worth having. Yeah. So, Chris, what are you So going back to your car, you said you got your 3.2 Roadster. Would you leave it standard?
No.
What would you do to it? What would
Exhaust.
be your upgrades? Exhaust. Only an exhaust. Is that what
yeah,
you
I'd
do?
probably just straight pipe it and leave it at that. But obviously, keep hold of the original exhaust as well, so it can always be reverted back.
Yeah.
That'd probably be it.
Would you move to Dartford just so you can drive through the tunnel every day, just so you can listen to it? Because that's the thing with those cars.
I might probably do a few more trips in it, so I could do that.
Yeah, that's the thing is
the noise is.
Yeah, you know it does sound amazing. I think Ben said, didn't he, the other week? He says if you get them, what did he say he had done to it? Not acoustic. He had it. He gave it a name. He had he basically had the exhaust, something done to the exhaust, so that it
Do you have like a resonator removed or something?
Oh yeah, it didn't resonate. I think that's what he classed it as, resonated, didn't he? So it was or de-resonated.
Yeah, like centre resonator removed.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Why do you do it to yours?
Was it standard?
I know.
It's completely standard. You know, I've not pointed that out to you before. Definitely not. There's definitely nothing being changed on mine.
Keep it how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking. I was talking to Drew yesterday, and I was sort of saying, well, you know, I am tempted to do a bit of a project, to get one and do a bit of a project, something alternative, which I've not discussed it. I'm going to keep it a little bit under wraps, even though I wouldn't even know where I'm starting with it. But I am going to. I know we've spoken about a project idea I've got, but but yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But that's probably a long way down the future. Although
it's going to be an amazing or a disaster.
Yeah. So I mean, while we've got you guys all on, although there's not that many of us, but there's about 20 people on from what I can see. I will say that thank you all for being subscribers. If you subscribe to my channel, if you're not, then please do subscribe. You may be Chris's subscribers, and I've joined tonight.
Thanks. It all helps. I appreciate the support.
I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers, and that's massive to me. That I never thought that I'd get more than 5 people watching the stuff I do. So I'm really grateful. So thank you all so much for doing that. But obviously, when I got to 1,000 subscribers just before Christmas, I said I was going to buy another car for 1,000 subscribers. So I bought the 3.2. But now I've got 2,000 subscribers. I think, what do I need to do for 2,000 subscribers? So I'm a little bit sort of stuck what to do. So if anyone can
another car.
No, I can't buy another car. I'm running out of space. The bowling alley's full.
You've got loads of space.
No, I haven't.
You live at SpringFest.
I know, but I have to share that space with the ducks and the wife and the kids, and you know, they can't. You know, I can't have it all. But yeah, I am thinking of what I can do as something a bit different. So if anyone can think of some ideas to come up with. Oh yeah. Oh, Ed Pagan. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, he's retracted the message. How rude. Thought you were going to... I'm quite happy with that, Ed. Amazing. So, those of you who don't know, obviously, I play ice hockey, and I'm a big fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it's currently the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they squeaked through in Game 7 last night. So, thanks, Ed, Jeff, for pointing that out. If there's no space for another car, how about another engine? 2 engines, 1 TT. Do you know what I do want to do, Craig? I do want. Chris and I have spoken about this, didn't I? I said I want to buy or get hold of either a 3.2 engine, maybe a broken one. I just want to take it apart because firstly I wouldn't even know where to start. But I think there's a lot of us out there that would like to know how it all goes together, and I think I'd like to get it on a stand somewhere, strip it all apart, have a look at it. And I thought, because I did think originally, when the chains, we talked about the chains at Chris very early on the when we did it, we thought about, if the chains need doing, I wonder how hard can it be doing chains? Well, I've seen a video on a guy doing chains, a Dutch guy doing chains on a workbench, and oh my God, I would not even know where to start that. That is a whole new world of hurt. So doing chains, it's like
gearbox off, isn't it? It's gearbox side, isn't it?
Well, it was just all the bits that were coming out of his. You know, he's taking this bit off and he's doing this, and I'm like, wow, getting that all to go back in the right order and the right sequence, you'd have to know what you're doing. I don't think that's a home mechanic job. I might be wrong, and if someone out there has done it, then please do let me know. But that to me scares the bejesus off me doing that. But would I be right in saying, and please, if anyone in the comments could tell me, the pickup pipe that we've talked about for the 1.8 for the 225, is that the same pickup pipe on the 3.2? Is it the same? I guess it's the same principle. It's got a pickup pipe on it.
Yeah, it'd be the same principle, whether it suffers the same problem.
Yeah.
Or are you thinking whether it's the actual same part number?
Well, I'm wondering first if I'd imagine it does need doing. Oh, look, Stephen Harper, we've been talking about you all night, Stephen. You're going to have to go back and watch the start of this later. So, yeah, we do. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, going back to the oil pickup pipe, it's going to have the same problem, surely, because bits are going to fall off, aren't they, and end up in the oil. Bits are going to come apart anywhere and end up back in the oil. And I think, if I'm right, it's got like a little magnet in the sump, so it pulls all the bits, all the metal particulates together. Some of them have that, don't they? So they actually pull all the bits.
I can't remember. I'd have to have a look back. I can't remember whether I had that or not.
But if it hasn't got that, is it worth putting one in, or is that a bit dodgy?
Don't know.
If it's oil,
a lot of people do that thing where they put their magnetic sump plugs in, don't they?
Yeah, so it pulls all the bits to it.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, on mine is obviously when I bought the 3.2, it had just been serviced, so it's got a new it's got the it's had new oil in it like quite recently.
Yeah.
And it hasn't done that. It's up 3,000 miles since I've had it, I think. So do I want to start taking it apart? Yeah, I do. But do I want to?
Yeah, just do it. I mean, to be fair, when I've done mine, obviously I bought all the genuine sort of in from Billy. I got the genuine strainer and everything like that in the kit. And then the service thing that's got I can't remember what oil it was now. I can't remember what oil it was, but it was genuine oil filter as well. I know it's running 540 oil in it now.
Yeah.
I think it was all under 100 quid for everything. So you think you're servicing your car and doing the pickup pipe for under 100 quid. So it's not too bad. That comes with all the sealant as well for the sump, because there isn't a gasket. It is the sealant, isn't it?
Yeah, so you told me that. So I need to, I'll put the magnet on the outside of the engine sump. There is a magnet on the gearbox. Check out my video. There is a magnet. Okay. So when you say it's on the gearbox, it's inside the gearbox. Guess it, Stephen. It must be. Have I ever owned any other type of Audi? If that's aimed at me, no, I haven't. I've always been a Ford guy. Always been a Ford guy. Other than a little dalliance with Peugeot, because I love my 205. But I'm looking at putting Lambo doors on a 2002 attitude. What, like gold wing doors that come open? Is that? That's nuts. How would you, I presume you haven't got a roaster then, because you done a job of a roaster. But yeah, I'd be interested. It'd be interesting to see that. Yeah, Stephen, we were talking earlier on about coming to Ireland and seeing you. Chris,
a little road trip.
Do a little road trip to Kilkenny. Come and drink some of your beer and look at your cars. So if you're interested in doing that and us coming over to see you, I look like a Ford owner. How dare you? Do they have a look, Dom? Do they have a look? Ford owners? I am currently a Ford owner as well, actually, I'd like to add. And it's bloody lovely, my Ford. Not as nice as my TTs, though.
It did cruise, though, the other day, didn't it? Well, the other week, last weekend.
Well, yeah, I didn't notice you moaning too much in the passenger seat all the way upright at the back. No,
that's right. It's quite chilled.
Yeah. Nodding off at times. Hanging your camera out of my window, driving along the road. Thought I was going to end up with that. I'm going to go back and pick it up. But yeah, so Stephen, yeah, we are. Oh yeah, I am right, Richard. I am an Essex boy originally. I am from Chelmsford, and although by birth I'm not, but I am. I'm not born, but I'm bred in Chelmsford, I suppose to speak. But yeah, so yeah, I've had many Escorts, Fiestas, you name it, and Mondeos. I'm currently on my 4th Mondeo, would you believe, in a row since 2010. Love them. But that's That's for when you know. What I find it's very difficult to get your snowboard in a TT. It's very hard to get your hockey kit in a TT, but I do it every week. Well, not every weekend, but I have taken it to training a few times. So you can do it easier in the coupe than the Roadster. If I go in the Roadster, I have to put it in a special bag. But that's our story. But yeah, come to Ireland and we can do a road trip around the Copper Cup. Yeah, that sounds good.
Like a plan, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll definitely chat about doing that, Stephen. I think. Yeah, and I'll go and see my mate. Well, I won't see my mate Ollie because he's from Kilkenny as well, from Kilmanor. But he's not there anymore. But he might come back to Ireland for the weekend and do that, I think. But yeah, I think we'll definitely come and do that. Have a look around Ireland and see if we can get a few of the TTs together. And I say, if any of you guys on the channel you fancy coming with us for that, yeah, Dom's up for that as well. So I think that would be a. How far is your car show from Manchester? Which car show? Springfest is probably about 4.5, 5 hour journey from Manchester, I reckon. I've had that question. Manchester seems, Ed, you're in the States, so that's quite interesting. Is that the only place you know in the UK, or is that something you got contacts there? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we're about 5 hours away, I'd say. But I've had a few people ask me how far is Springfest where they are, and when I say, "Oh, I'm in Kent," they go, "Oh, yeah, that's about 5 hour journey," and they always tend to be in Manchester. But yeah, people are coming a long way for Springfest, and the furthest person we've got, I think, coming for Springfest is Kenneth. Kenneth is coming from Norway for it. You know, and hats off, Kenneth, if you're on the chat. You know, hats off to you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you are our guest of honor for that one, because that's oh yes, mate that lives there and plan to see him. Yeah, Ed, if you ever come to the UK and come see a mate, then definitely we can try and arrange something to sort of hook up and come and see you. Whatever, if you're you know, fan of TTs and you want to get together with some UK based people, maybe we can do something around you when you're over here, so you can come and see a whole fleet of TTs, which may be pretty cool. Because I think we're always up for doing trips. The only thing is, it's just getting weekends that are all available, now, isn't it? I think like me, you, and Dom have been trying to get dates in the diary for stuff, and it's when we're all available together, and it's been quite tricky. Yeah, thanks, Ed.
Hectic time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I hope the favour gets returned when I want to come watch the Lightning play. I've got somewhere to stay. Yeah. We're talking about me and a couple of friends are talking about maybe doing a trip to the States next season, so we can. Although he's a Nashville fan, so we might have to go and get a game in Nashville, play the Lightning somewhere. So, but yeah, we'll definitely try to look up something on that. So we've got a few episodes of TT Meets TT coming up with American guys as well. So if you're up for that, Ed, do let me know. And I do want to do a coast to coast in the States as well and come and meet all you guys on TT Meets TT. So, well, like a reunion almost. We'll have to do a reunion, Chris, won't we? We'll have to do a UK-based TT Meets TT reunion. Yeah. Springfest is going to have a few there. There's going to be a few guys there, but obviously not everybody, because they're Ed, there's a meet in Leeds. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we spoke about earlier, didn't we, about Motorist? Yeah, the one in Leeds. Depending when you're over, we could do something. Yeah, we'll definitely do something for that. I think it would be pretty cool. Yeah. And what other events has anyone got coming up? Does anyone know other events that are coming up? Obviously, we know Springfest, and we know the Motorist, and we know Quattrophenia.
What's that event TT22? Someone mentioned earlier, but they never put any details up about it. I mean, Dom, do you know about that event TT22?
Yeah, it seems to be like car festival meet moment at the moment, isn't it? It's like it's the time of the year, because I'm supposed to be doing one in my village. That my village is having a car festival, a vintage car festival, even though I'm not vintage. But I was trying to join. Well, they asked me to join the vintage car club because I went to one of their meetings, and I said obviously I do a bit on YouTube and I like cars, and but it's the 28th of May in my village. And I did say to you, didn't I, Chris, about going to it? It'd be nice to get a few TTs along. But I think maybe because it's guys of a certain age, they're quite pernickety about rules. And you've got to have your car there at a certain time. You can't move your car all day. It's got to stay there till the end.
Yeah, we get blocked in.
And I've got things to do that towards the end of the day. So we're meeting at the A10 meet at the end of May with Gina. Oh, okay. Adam Seafest happening in June, I think, but that's for all cars. Okay, what's the Richard? Have you got the date for the one on the A10 with Gina? Oh, for event 22. Nice one, Dom. Dom went off and got the details. Cheers, Dom.
Yeah, nice one, Dom. Sunday 10th, July 22.
I need to check my diet. I've got so much coming up. It's just I'm just running out of time.
Sunday 10th, July. So, yeah,
10th
that could be possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously my one. Oh, it's in Chelmsford, 29th of May. Oh, is that a Sunday? Must be. It's a Sunday. Oh, I know. I'm right. So 29th of May, I'm doing Ride London. Well, I'm not doing Ride London. There's Ride London 100 going on. So I'm supposed to be doing some of that with a mate of mine that's doing it. I'm going to jump on for sort of 70, 80 miles. I'm not doing the whole thing because I haven't registered, but I'm not going to do it. But I was thinking about driving up to Essex and jumping on at Dunmow or something like that. So if it's a Chelmsford, I could have taken the TT, but I don't think I'm going to get there. I'm not going to be able to take the TT and the bike up there. So
12 till 4.
Yeah. Okay. It's in Chelmsford though. That's the thing. Why do they? Bearing in mind I'm a Chelmsford boy, everything that comes up in Chelmsford I can never get to because I've always got all other things on. There's a TT meeting Stormont, 11th of June, Northern Ireland. Right. Okay. These are all things we need to put up a list somewhere, don't we, of all the TT meets? Yeah. So everyone's got them. Be good to have something like that, wouldn't it? So everyone can refer back to it if they need to know where the meets are, times and stuff. But although mine's going to be 11 till 4, the reason I said I'd start at 11 is I know that people have got a long way to come. And if you say you're starting at 9 o'clock or whatever, and people have got to come from, well, Norway, it's a long way to come. If they got to come a long way, then you've got to,
get a bit of allowance.
For 9, yeah. I thought we'll start at 11. Everyone hasn't got to get up like 2 in the morning and leave then, and run till 4. But I'm happy for it to be flexible that people, if they want to get here earlier and they want to stay a bit later, I'm not going to be going anywhere that day. So feel free to, if you want to pick up the ride on, mate, you can park on if you like. Yeah, Richard, I might do that. If you, yeah, I might do that because I think my mate's got a 6:30 start, and I think by the time they get up to round about you, they'll probably be a couple of hours in, so that would be about right. So I might do that. I might take you up on that, pal. I'll drop you an email. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, but yeah, going back to the meets, I think we should definitely get some sort of list together so people know what they're doing. I think that'd be a really
that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
just see what's all happening around in the country, and then you could obviously plan to go to quite a few of them.
Yeah, I know Bardfield. Yeah, perfect. That would be about right for me. Yeah, lovely. Just up the other side of Braintree. Yeah, no, exactly. Very well. Yeah. So, have you got the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 home at the moment, Chris?
Yeah, I've got the Mark 1 at home at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the Mark 2 doing then?
Sleeping. It's just chilling out.
Yeah, there you go. Dom's got a meets list on the website. Even better.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. All right, nice one, Dom. Well, there you go, guys. So if you're not on Dom's website, if you've not looked at it, definitely go and look at Dom's website. I'm sure you will know who Dom is anyway. So it's let's go to the Parrot Bros website and look at the meets list and make sure they're all added onto there. And if you've got any other meets that you're aware of that Dom doesn't know about, yeah, there you go. Exactly right.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Sorted. Well done, Dom.
Although, because we're 14 seconds behind, that message has come up before I've said it. So, yeah, perfect. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, there's definitely worth having that list so we can all look at what we're doing. Yeah, so I think my next plan for me is to kind of get that bumper redone. I think.
Just have a go with it. Have a go with it.
Yeah. And guys, I think we will. So the next one of these shows we'll do it. We're going to try it every 2 weeks, aren't we, Chris? I think we'll do it.
Yeah. So we'll try and do
Sunday the 29th. So that'll be on the day of the that TT Addict show, I guess, that Richard was just mentioning. So and after Ride London. So if maybe if anyone fancies being a guest on the show, that night, then we can get you on. We can send you a link and get you involved and ask a few questions. Maybe we'll do a few get a few more people on it. You think, Chris? And we can chat
No,
to people.
definitely. No,
Yeah,
100%. That'd be brilliant.
yeah, and I'll see if I can get a few more features involved on it. So I can add different things into the chat and bring it up and pictures and stuff on screen. So it's not just me and Chris you're looking at all night. You can have some different things as well. We can talk about, so if you've got to talk about cars or anything like that you've got and you want to put some pictures up or projects you've got underway, then let us know and we can share them with you. So maybe
send your pictures of your cars over and stuff, and then obviously we could put pictures up on the feed.
Yeah, that'd be really good. So maybe if you're going to be on the next feed, if you can drop me an email with a picture of your car, then we can get them up, and then maybe we can, when we're talking about them in the chat, we can take a good look at your car at the same time, which would be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good idea.
And the same, and like I say, I've got quite a few TT meets TT in the pipeline at the moment. We seem to be filming those all the time, which is great because it's given me some really good exposure to lots of different TTs. But if you too would like to feature your car on TT meets TT, or as I say in the video, that side, TT meets TT. I can't put the graphics up because I haven't got the button on. Then please do drop me an email, and we'll definitely get you on. So I think, Chris, I think you're going to do not a TT meets TT, but you're going to go and see a TT, aren't you? Going to go and see TT Wax? He's based in
That's
Essex.
the one,
isn't
he? I've been speaking to him through Instagram, but having to checking his one out. Having a good look at that. So we've been throwing away a few dates at the moment. So yeah, we're getting a video up, and that's a really nice one. Steve's done lots of bits to it, so it'd be interesting just to go check it out and see what it's about.
Yeah. So stuff I've got ready to go is obviously I'm doing that headlight at the moment. So not the outside of the headlight, but taking it apart, stripping it down, and getting the creepy crawlies out and resetting the headlight and the lens. I'm doing that at the moment with butyl. And I've also finished the experiment for the fuel economy on the 225 Roadster as well. So as I mentioned last time, it came out. You'll be quite surprised, I think, on the fuel economy. I think between the 3.2 and the 225. But that video I'm hoping should be coming this week as well. So I seem to be doing nothing but editing videos at the moment, which is great. It's great fun for me because it keeps me out of mischief. So, although it does keep me away from doing any work on the actual cars, which is a bit of a shame. But did I mention about the paint correction of mine? Did I tell you about that, Chris?
No.
Oh, right. So I got in touch with a guy and about doing paint correction. He's a local guy, does paint correction. And obviously I didn't want to have all the grommets in the car. So I said, strip it all down, take all the panels off so we can get to it. And it's one of those things.
Yeah, I do remember you saying about the grommets. You're like, not too sure about the grommets.
So obviously when I want it all done so it looks, tip top. And he said, video the car and show me all the locations where the dents are. And we'll, I'll give you a price for it. So I said, okay, nice one. It's one of those things. So I went around and I found about 7 or 8 dings in the car, one of which I've done, which guts me, but most of them are from like car park dents and, scrapes and scratches. And the more I look at it, the more I kept finding afterwards. So I'd say, I see that video, it was 8. Well, I found another one, 9. And then I found 10. So in the end, he was a bit like, well, look, find them all and then let me know how many you've got. Anyway, I haven't gone back to him, but it was working out about 50 quid a dent. No, it's a lot of money. It's a lot. And I'm sure, guys, if you know if that's a bad rate for having it done, then let me know. If there's cheaper ways or cheaper places of doing it, it probably is. So, yeah, do let me know because I think it's something I do want to get. I do want to get it looked at, and I do want to get them addressed. But I think it's a lot of money really for quite an old car. Because really, what my worry will be is I'll get them all done, and then I'll take it to Tesco or wherever, and someone's going to put another one in it for me, and then I'll be absolutely gutted because I've had it all paid all that money, and then it's back to having dents in it.
Yeah.
But it's what's the best way of dealing with it? If I just accept it, or is it worth me? What do you think? Is it worth me getting them done? What do you think, Chris? Would you get them done?
Do you know, so I probably would get them done. Just be very careful where you park. Yeah. I mean, I'm very careful when I take the TTs. Obviously, I don't use them every day. So like I use the other car. But obviously, when I want to go out, I always think about where I'm going, where I'm going to park, and stuff like that wherever I take it out. And I will sometimes park like a bit of an arsehole, double park if I have to, or just try and get like a corner spot. So there's at least only the chance of someone only hitting one side of it. And obviously, look at the cars that you're parking next to. If I see like a people carrier, you know they've got kids. You know those kids are going to be swinging those doors open without a care in the world and not think about it.
Yeah,
so it's always just like thinking about what's going to happen. Prevention is better than cure, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the way I do it now is I only go to supermarkets with the car if they've got a slope, right? Because my verdict on it is, if they got a slope, people don't like walking up hills, right? So this is my theory on it. So I park the TT at the top of the hill. There's a car park in Tunbridge Wells at Lidl, and I park it at the top. No one parks at the top. It's never busy. So you park up there. So any trolleys that go astray, they're going to roll down the hill. They're going to roll uphill. So anything that's going to roll into my car is going to roll down the hill. So I won't worry about that. So last week I'd parked there, and there was not a car, I reckon, within about, I'd say 12 car lengths, 12 bays of my car. It was that far away, right?
Yeah.
I go into the shop, and it's up, and then obviously you've got to then push the trolley all the way back up the hill to the, it's only like a slight slope, but all the way back up to the car. Got there, came out of the supermarket. There was another car, there was a Fiesta parked next to me. And I was thinking, there's no reason for you to park there. So I don't know why they decided to park there. So even if you go and park miles away from cars in a car park, they're like homing beacon for knobs. That's what it is.
The TT probably just looked very lonely.
Obviously, that's what it is. Maybe it needed a friend. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's a nightmare. Yeah. So,
but I think this live's been better, and obviously the stream has been a lot better than we've previously had.
Yeah. Obviously, we had a bit of a mishap at the start there, where the stream. Well, I couldn't hear you, so that was why we had to restart it. And then when we did a test, it decided to go live for everybody. So there was like a 13-second of me going, "Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Oh, I think we're live." But obviously we sorted it out. So now we know for future. And I think when we do this again in 2 weeks, we will we'll make sure that we can get some guests on if you want to come on and chat. So, and then we can
and send your pictures in. It'd be good to get some pictures on.
Yeah, definitely send some pictures in, because I'm going to try and, so I've got the Mac here, so I'm working through the Mac, and then I've got my PC over there as well. So I'm having to double hand the mouse a bit, but it's all right. We'll get the hang of it, and make sure that the feed stays nice and clear. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll call it a day for tonight, should we, Chris?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, yeah, thanks for nice to speak to you, mate, and I'm sure I'll speak to you in the week. And thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been great to have you all on, and I hope you've enjoyed chatting TTs. It's been good to take some of your questions on the chat as always. And yeah, we will no doubt we'll see you in our next videos that come out, as Chris say.
Yeah, and we see what else you've done to your cars.
Yeah. Right, have a good week, Richard. Definitely drop me a message about the parking, because I'll definitely take you up on that, I think. So yeah, right, guys, have a good one, and yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Take care, all.
See you
Thanks, all, guys. Bye.
Bye.